Let's get nasty on a Freedom Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. 2:02, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. That's right, it's a Freedom Friday.
It's already started. You see that?
Oh, wow, he's got the Illini shirt going on. You know what?
What's funny is I saw him at the rally house this morning buying
one.
It was really weird.
You know what, Jamie? Let him have his fun for the next 24 hours or so, because this thing's going to end.
See, I'm happy for Illinois. UConn, I mean, anybody can pick a team that dominates. Like, that's easy.
That's what I said.
You know? And in these types of tournaments, I prefer to go with someone who is a slight underdog that, is there but really shouldn't be there at the end. And so, Carey, I'm with you.
Thank you, sir.
ILL.
I.
There we go, baby.
I picked UConn before last year's tournament.
Speaking of,
he
fan.
tends to run with the teams that win.
Yeah, Falcons.
I'm thinking more Chiefs.
Yeah. You flip-flop.
I'm thinking more.
Hopped on for 2 weeks.
You hopped on for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I did.
And he hopped on to San Jose when they were making Stanley Cup finals and all that stuff.
I've
And he's
never
been a
hopped
fan.
on San Jose.
Been a fan since.
Ever since.
Nope.
Yeah. I mean, he's lived all over the world, so
He's a traveled man.
he's been no one even knows where he was born.
Yeah, he gets around.
Most interesting man in the world.
Well,
Thank you, Carey. Well, let's end it on that. Thank you, buddy.
let's not get carried away.
So this is how Freedom Friday works here in the Fast Lane. We did this last month at one point, and Jamie, you actually weren't involved. So today you
I had
get
to
to
hear
get your
about
experience.
it. A telegram got sent to me while I was on the road.
Yeah.
They came and they read it.
Hey, they're doing a Freedom
Mr. Rivers
Thursday.
Dash, ...
Right.
Freedom Friday, ...
People
no
like-
response necessary.
Just be ready next time. So we had a good time doing this. You had a good time sending in topics and things like that. So we figured last Friday of every month, as long as everybody's still involved and interested, we're going to continue to do this. So Freedom Friday it is. This is where if you've been complaining, or you haven't been complaining, you just want to participate, or you've been complaining about our topic selection, this is your opportunity.
I kind of like this.
It can go anywhere.
We got to talk about it. So, there is going to be some
decorum,
preferably, so we can keep our jobs.
There is going to be some vetting that's done by Andrew Marsh.
They're not listening.
But other than that,
exactly. There's nobody here.
Whatever you want to talk about, send it in to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. You can leave us a mic drop if you want to present a topic that way. Maybe you have an opinion on something. You want us to hear the opinion first and have us react. Again, it is a Freedom Friday in this regard. Snake Pit active, as always. The Air Alliance Team YouTube channel at 101 ESPN STL. Marsh will pick out topics from the Snake Pit as well. So without further ado, Marsh, what is our first topic on a Freedom Friday?
From the 636, Miles Mikolas will be a $40 million mistake. Mark my words. And, of course, yesterday was a tough day for the Cardinals. They lose 7-1. Miles Mikolas not on top of his game to start off the season.
No, not at all.
What do you mean? Seemed about right.
Well, no, that's not. I mean, it seemed
From a year
about.
ago.
Yeah. Are we really expecting 2 years ago? I mean, he's gotten 2 years older.
No, we're hoping for it.
I know, but Carey, think about it for a second.
I know.
I was told us to
like
eat
the
crap,
speed of a player on the field.
It slows
2 years
down.
later, it slows down.
A little bit slower.
I was hoping we'd see maybe the May version of Miles Mikolas as opposed to the April version, but we got the April version again in March this time around. So he just bumped it up a couple of days.
Maybe he thinks it's still spring training and he's working on some things.
Spring training is great. I would take the spring training version.
And then I'm trying here, man.
I know you are, buddy. I know. I'm sorry. All right. So Miles Mikolas yesterday. What really bothered? What really bothered everybody? For me, it was the hard contact. If this guy's going to survive, it can't be.
You prefer soft contact over hard?
Well, Miles Mikolas, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I do personally. But,
Yeah.
You know.
Well, depends on if you're on offense or defense. If you're on offense, you want hard contact.
I prefer to be on offense.
Yeah.
So.
So, okay. That's what I meant. It
Yeah,
depends.
let's get the hard contact going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miles Mikolas is not going to survive that way. He's somebody that needs to keep the ball in the yard. He needs to limit walks. He's not a high strikeout guy. Corbin Burns gave up a home run yesterday to Mike Trout and then proceeded to strike out 11 overall against the Angels. You can give up home runs, you can give up hits, you can give up hard contact. If you're going to register 8+ strikeouts a game, that's not Miles Mikolas.
No.
It's got to be weak on the ground, preferably two guys. We didn't see that yesterday. And there's too often we saw that in starts a year ago. It's not his game. So that was concerning.
I wonder, like BK brought up a pretty good topic. Not topic. He had a great opinion that Miles Mikolas could be the most affected pitcher on the Cardinals staff by the changing of the shift.
Yeah, I heard him say that, and it kind of piqued my interest, too.
Because when you're a pitch to
right.
contact guy and you're no longer limiting the batters on where they can go.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have the numbers to back it up. I don't know. But usually BK does have some kind of a analytic to back that up. So he doesn't just throw from the hip, you know?
Nothing you can do. I think BK is right. Nothing that the defense is going to do, shift or otherwise, on 104 mile per hour.
We should bring him in. Move him in. Prevent that run on third from scoring. Let's not give up that one run.
Yeah,
let's give up 5.
Oli did that, Jamie.
Didn't work out?
For no damn reason. Seriously, what are you doing? Are you trying to save a run in the first inning of the first game?
Every run matters. Every out counts.
Yeah, but Carey, the general rule.
No, I agree. I'm just saying. I agree.
know.
No, 100%.
Maybe for some of the listeners who don't know the general rule, and I'm no manager, however, feel like I could have done it yesterday. The guy on third, you have to count that as a run scored already. Mentally, you're like, okay, that's a run score, especially Mookie Betts, too.
Yeah.
With Freddie Freeman at the plate. Like, it's not going to be a squibbler to third where you can double him up or even get the out at home. It's going to be a rocket off of Freddie Freeman's bat.
You might want to be back a little bit further.
So the general rule is you give up the run on third, you get the out, and then you just start over, and then hopefully the damage is just one run for the inning,
right?
Not 3 and 4 runs.
Concede the one run for the out and get out of the inning with just the one run allowed. What Oli did was he moved everybody in, the infield in, and decided to preserve that one run or try to save that one run, and it wound up being 2 runs when it was all said and done.
He pushed all his poker chips in the middle with a pair of 2s.
Right.
That's not good.
I better get this 2 on the river.
It'll keep you in the hand, but it may not end up right.
What about maybe not throwing anything inside the strike zone? Either you get a swing and miss, or you walk Freddie Freeman, he does no damage, and you try and get a double play and get out of the inning with 0 runs.
Now, Marsh, you're talking about, in that instance, having a pitcher that's good. I think that's kind of what you're indicating, right? So, like, if you had a Tyler Glass now, you could probably do that.
Well, there probably want to be a runner on third or first.
What are you alluding to, Anthony?
I think I'm being pretty
Are you
direct in
alluding
an
to the
indirect
fact
way.
that someone like Tyler Glasnow could actually pitch it out of the strike zone on purpose?
I'm just alluding to the fact that Tyler Glass now probably gets an out there.
Right.
Or you can take that away from him and just put the runner on first base. You don't even have to pitch.
I would have just thrown right at Freeman. Just bean him.
Okay.
And he's on first then. He doesn't have a chance to hit the ball at that point.
Yep.
And now you can maybe double him up. And he's at the
Hit him in
same
the
time,
thigh.
you've sent one hell of a message early.
Early.
Take that, you checkbook team.
On the flip side, though, if that ball is about 5 to 10 feet to the right, it's a ground ball, and Miles Mikolas did his job, and they probably hold the runner at third and get the out at first.
Yeah, so you're going the old Charlie Conway theory here, in that if it would have happened the exact opposite way, things would have been better.
Well, yeah.
Or worse, in Charlie Conway's theory to Gordon Bombay. Either way, it didn't happen.
And you know what I'm going to say now, right, Anthony? If my aunt had balls, she'd be
your
my
uncle. Yeah.
You know, a lot of things change, Marshy.
I think we end there on the first Freedom Friday topic of the day. So thank you to the 314. Again, it's a Freedom Friday. You want to talk cards? You want to talk Blues? Blues with a victory last night. You want to talk about the Sweet 16 and a couple of upsets last night? You want to talk about your Battle Hawks? Whatever. Freedom Friday. Your topic's next on 101 ESPN. Went to the Missouri Athletic Club before I came in today. Got my workout in. Went right to the business center. Got some work done. Great spot. And I know over the weekend, too, they've got great situations going on for the family. They've got their Easter egg hunt. They got an Easter brunch as well. It's a perfect spot for not only me as somebody that likes to, get my workout in and work and eat right there at one location, but also for the family, whether it's Easter or Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. They've got a lot of things going on at the Missouri Athletic Club. In fact, they got something each and every month. That's the Missouri Athletic Club, and that's Miami C.
Are you looking to remodel your kitchen? Maybe a bathroom? Maybe your outdoor living space? Well, call my friends over at E&B Granite. They have been in the business here in St. Louis for over 2 decades. They're family-owned and operated. They have an amazing staff that takes care of everything down at their showroom, which is located at 6135 Manchester Avenue. They offer something for everybody. No matter what your tastes are, what your style is, E&B Granite has got you covered. So for me, when I redid my kitchen, I walked in, talked to the sales representative, kind of outlined what I was looking to do. She took my vision and made it a reality and ended up with a beautiful countertops, a beautiful backsplash, great cabinets. It looked like it was right out of a magazine. I absolutely loved everything that E&B Granite did for me. And they'll do the same for you, too. They're awesome, and they want to make sure that you are completely satisfied, and they want you to tell your friends about it, too. So please call, get an appointment, talk to somebody down there. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300, or visit enbgranite.com.
It's a Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. This is where you have an opportunity to have us, talk about whatever you want. Last Friday of every month, we're going to do this. Talked about Miles Mikolas and the Cardinals in the first segment. Marsh, what do we got for the second?
Yeah, so the Blues won last night. A huge 2 points for the Blues, and Jake Neighbours scored a goal last night. We get a question from the 314. Is Jake Neighbours going to get himself a fat contract like Robert Thomas and Jordan Carey? And what is Jake Neighbours' real expectations?
Well, we'll start with question one. Will he get a contract like Robert Thomas and Jordan Carey? Maybe, in good time. This is still his entry-level deal right now that he's on with the Blues, so there's really no rush for Doug Armstrong to be handing out that 8-year contract extension. And so for me, Jake Neighbours, I'm trying to pull up his contract here as we speak. Yeah, he's got this year and next year at $835,000, and then he's an RFA in 25-26. He'll be an RFA again after that. He's got a number of years before he hits free agency, before Doug has to worry about eating up some of those years with a long-term contract. So I think they'll be patient. I think that, I think we're learning right now what Jake Neighbours can become, and you're watching a player continue to evolve. And I like what's going on. I mean, Jake is fun to watch. He's involved in all the plays. He gets in there. He hits guys. He's in on the forecheck. He's mucking it up in front of the net. He gets in scrums. And then talk about a guy who, Anthony, how many years now? How many years have we been talking about a player figuring out what the hell it is that the coach needs and doing it? How many years, honestly?
Well, let's see, you and I have been doing radio now for about, what, 5 years or so?
Yeah.
So about 5 years. Yeah.
Pretty close to 5 years. There's a few guys that figured it out during the Cup run, obviously.
Yeah.
But after that,
I think Robert Thomas is the main one.
Well, Robert Thomas certainly has figured out what he needs to do, but the Blues have never had that net front presence.
Yeah.
Who? Even in 2019, who was your net front presence?
O'Reilly?
David Perron, maybe. But they were still like perimeter-ish players. Pat Maroon, you could say, is a net front presence, but he didn't play
So Backus
as much.
is the last one?
David Backus
Backus
probably
got in there.
the strict net front presence. But that's how long it's been. And if you look at the goal scoring every year, look at Zach Hyman this year. Zach Hyman has, 52 goals, I think, this season. 48 of them are from within 4 feet of the goal line.
There seemed to be a correlation there.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never been on skates, been in a hockey game. But I think if you closer to the net, you probably get more goals.
Yeah.
I think.
It sucks. There's times there's a little bit of a price that you pay. But if you're willing to pay that price, the reward is substantial. Jake Neighbours was having an okay season for the Blues. And then all of a sudden, he got elevated in the lineup. And then when Drew Bannister took over, he got elevated to the first power play net front guy and was told, don't leave here. And look what's happened. He's got 26 goals now. He's got 26 goals. I think 22 of them are from right in and around the blue paint, the high danger areas. And last night's no different. He's just hovering around, spins off, grabs a loose puck, back of the net, scores.
Yeah.
I mean, I credit the kid so much. He's a really, really intelligent hockey player. He's a great kid. He's part of the leadership group already without even trying. Like, you know those guys that when they walk into a room and they say something, like people just listen. And it's not like a rah-rah thing. Jake Neighbours can just rally the guys into talking about, the other day was superheroes, talking about superhero powers, because the Blues have the superhero giveaway night, the Batman jersey coming up and all that stuff. And Jake was like, man, what would your superpower be? What would be your favorite superpower? Guys are talking, big debate in the locker room over superpowers. I mean, that's a form of leadership. When you can get teams to the guys to buy into your conversations and participate and engage, that's a guy who brings a team together. It's a different kind of leadership. And so he's already doing that stuff, and you couple that with the way he's playing. I don't know if he gets the 8x8 as far as the contract goes, because I don't know if his upside is 70-plus points per season. But still, I could easily see an 8-year contract extension in the $6 to $7 million range sometime in the future for Jake Neighbours. If he keeps putting 25 to 30 goals in the net, that's almost a guarantee.
Yeah.
And as you said, he wasn't probably playing as much until Bannister got here. Got more opportunities.
He started the season on the fourth line.
Yeah, got more opportunities. And that was you watched him just continue to grow in his game, and how, again, I've told you, just watching him, how patient he is. He doesn't look like, he looks like a guy that's been in the league 7, 8, 9 years. Like, he's been doing this for a long time, understands what the team needs and how it's helping the team, but it's also helping himself in the process.
Yeah, and that's, to me, that's good hockey IQ. At the same time, is realizing what the team needs, realizing you can provide it, and then executing that. So,
doing a great job.
Yeah, I'm very happy with what I see.
What else you see last night that's really stood out?
Just the Blues right now, they're just not giving up. Last night was not a Picasso. It wasn't a pretty. The first 2 periods of the game were choppy. A lot of turnovers, a lot of giveaways, like both sides. It's not just the Blues. It was both sides. But then when the game was on the line, when you needed to put the game out of reach, you did. Brandon Saad steps up again with another big goal. I think his last 3 or 4 goals have been either game-tying or game-winning goals. So he's showing that the veteran presence that he has is very valuable, and certainly his goal-scoring ability is valuable. The main thing for me was that they found a way to win. This was a game last night that in January or December, they found a way to lose it.
Yeah.
And last night they found a way to win that game. And it's important because the standings, things are getting a little bit wild right now in the Western Conference. The Vegas Golden Knights, I don't think we're going to be dealing with them anytime soon. they seem to have found their game. They beat up on the Winnipeg Jets last night in Winnipeg. And think about it, they beat the Blues here on Monday. They should have beaten the Predators on Tuesday, but lost in overtime. And then they beat Winnipeg in Winnipeg. That's a tough 3-game stretch, and they got almost all the points except for one.
Mm-hmm.
So they leapfrogged the LA Kings in the standings, and now the LA Kings are only 5 points ahead of the Blues. So now your eyes or your sights are set on the LA Kings. Now they have a weak schedule coming down the stretch as well. But again, just like last night and Saturday when you have the San Jose Sharks, you can't look beyond your opponent. You have to go out there. You have to win that game. You got to make sure you keep getting the points. Somewhere, somehow, somebody will succumb to the pressure. One of these teams, it will burst, and you just hope it's not your team.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. Like I said, there was times where we were watching this team and like, this is it. They've given up. They've just said, the hell with it. We're not going to be able to get it done. And now when you watch this team, you watch them continue to fight. You can be down in games where if they were down at any point earlier this season, and not even later in the season as well, you just figured that was going to be a loss. But something about this team has, I think Anthony is correct in what he said about the trade deadline not making any moves, that this team is going to potentially make a run. That's what Anthony said, and I think we should believe it.
You did say it.
I mean,
at this point, just back it.
At this point, you should just go with it.
Just go
They're
with
5 points
Imagine
away.
if you end up being right.
If you're right, you're going to play
Something
that.
tells me you guys won't give me credit for it.
No, I will.
We have
feeling
no
I have.
choice. There's audio of
Yep.
it, Anthony.
Yeah,
But they've been-
wouldn't
that will
doctor audio.
That'll
No.
Yeah, before.
Never.
What has stopped you before?
First of all, I haven't doctored anything. I have no idea how to run that thing.
Yeah, but we have somebody who does.
Yeah.
Somebody who's here
He wouldn't do that to you.
all hours of the night.
All putting together sounders
Exactly.
that other
Yeah.
people use. I don't know.
And apparently they weren't very sorry about that.
No, they weren't.
No. Need to hear what they said.
They're flapping their gums today, I guess, a little bit. I didn't really pay attention. I don't really listen to their show. So.
Oh, Jamie, yes, you do. We support all shows here on 101 ESPN. Yeah, that guy sucks.
You're not wrong, Anthony.
Do you guys remember who I was talking about there? Anybody?
Nope.
Like who I really was talking about?
I think it was a Brewers pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
It was it Freddie Peralta?
It was Freddie Peralta. Yep.
Nice.
It does not suck at all.
No,
It's part
he's
of the
their best
ironic
pitcher.
part. Why I said that. 101 ESPN, that's us. We will be broadcasting live from the Budweiser Brew House inside Ballpark Village next Thursday for opening day. The home opener is almost here, and we'll be set up just steps away from Busch Stadium with the opening drive. BK and Ferrario and us, the Fast Lane, all coming to you live next Thursday, April 4th from Ballpark Village. Our opening day broadcast is brought to you by Holiday World and Splash and Safari and by Budweiser. Our Freedom Friday continues next on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, Major League Baseball is back. That means grand slams, home runs, no-hitters, double plays. I mean, you name it. It is back. And one way to have fun with Major League Baseball is to get on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, Carey, new customers to FanDuel can start the MLB season with a $200 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins.
Yeah, Jamie, that's $200 you can use on money lines, totals, strikeouts, homers, you name it, or you can combine your bets in a same game parlay for a chance at a bigger payout, and it's all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use.
Just visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast, and then you can join today and you can make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus distributed as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Lots going on in the sports world here in St. Louis this weekend. We'll start off with yesterday's opening day loss for the Cards. They lost 7-1 against the Dodgers, but they're back in action tonight. 9-10 first pitch. Zach Thompson going up against Bobby Miller. The Blues took down the Flames yesterday 5-3. They'll take on Anthony's San Jose Sharks tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7, and you can catch all of the action right here on 101 ESPN. St. Louis City SC going up against Salt Lake tomorrow as well. 8:30 start time. But before that, we have the Battlehawks going up against the Michigan Panthers tomorrow at 3 on Fox. Tonight, we'll have some more Sweet 16 action for you starting at 6 o'clock. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
It's a Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. This is where you have an opportunity to select anything that you want us to talk about. Could be Cardinals related, Blues related, non-sports related. It's really up to you. Andrew Marsh, what's our next topic from the text line?
All right, so there's been a lot of changes going on in the NFL as they changed the kickoff rule. They've changed many things over the course of the past few years. But we get a question from the 314. I think punching the ball or ripping the ball out to create a turnover should be banned. Should turnovers be the result, or turnovers should be the result of a tackle, not by attacking or punching the ball? What do you guys think?
I'm going to say this as a non-football player, hockey player here. Just hold on to the damn ball. I'm going to punch it. I'm going to kick it. I'm going to headbutt it. I'll do whatever the hell I need to do to get that football clear. Hang on to the ball. Carey, am I close?
I agree 100%. Now, I'm an offensive guy. If you allow somebody to punch the ball out, rip the ball out, you don't have good enough ball security. And so that's on you.
You got to hang on to your balls properly.
You got to hold on to your balls
Sometimes
tight.
two hands.
So you only play with one during a game.
Well,
there's several different ones during the game.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, got it.
Yep. So you should hold on to that ball that you have in your hand when you have it.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody punch it out.
They're valuable.
They are. I mean, our coach used to tell us it's like you're carrying $1 million right here. You are carrying the hopes, the dreams of the entire team. If you put it on the ground and somebody else gets it, it's not a great thing. So I don't have a problem with people punching at the ball. It's gotten really crazy. Some people get punched in the face now.
You got a mask on. It's fine.
It's okay. Yeah.
You'll be fine. Anthony, I know you had a coach, I think high school or whatever, that talked about, gave you a ball.
Yeah.
Because you fumbled it in practice.
Yes.
And he said something specific to you.
I had gotten injured on the play or hurt on the play.
Yeah.
I was down on the ground, and he came over to me. He said, "Son, are you hurt or are you injured?" And I said, "Coach, I don't know what that means." He says, "Well, if you're hurt, you can play. If you're injured, you can't. So are you hurt or injured?" And I said, "Well, I think I'm hurt." And then he looked at me and he said, "Now that was a hell of a run. Imagine if we still had the ball," because I had fumbled.
Yeah.
Stalter on the fumble. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was that me? Yeah,
I don't think that was you.
No, I'm pretty sure that was me.
I think that was
They
Omar
gave you
Epps.
the ball to hang on to.
He
right?
did. So I had to walk around with that ball.
Around campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teammates in class were ripping at it.
And they could try to
it went
stripe it
crazy.
and all that.
Yeah.
In fact, one time I was sitting there. I was kind of dozing off a little bit. I'll be honest. It was a math
tired.
class. I was kind of, I was leaning on it, and one of my teammates popped it out, and it was actually rolling down the little hallway there. Not the hallway, but the aisle. Thank you, aisle.
Yeah.
So I somehow came up with it at the end, but the whole disruption of the class, the professor was looking at me and things like that.
I think that
it
was.
a mess.
I don't think that was you.
Yeah, your life sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it sounds like a movie.
It's not the first time he's heard that.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What were your colors like? Gold and, and red and gold.
Yeah, we were. Yep.
Okay.
Anthony got himself a place at the table that year.
I certainly did, Jamie. Yep. Put the women and children to bed that year.
Go looking for dinner.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. So, Jamie, again, I appreciate you bringing that
Yeah, you
up.
learned a valuable lesson.
Certainly
You hung
did.
on to those balls tight after that.
From that point on, you should.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
ball security, number one.
It sure is.
Now, Peanut Tillman is the one that started this punching the ball out and did a great job. I mean, if you're carrying that ball loose and not taking care of it, he punched it out. And so players after him have perfected it and made it their own. And
Right.
I don't have a problem.
I don't either. How many opportunities are you going to give to the offense to score?
Yeah, you got to get the ball back.
Get first downs.
You got to get the ball back. That's the mindset every time they
Hang
go
on
on
to
the
the
field.
ball, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. Never mind. Oh, you can't strip the ball. It has to be a tackle. No, I'm not allowed to tackle hard anymore.
Right.
So how the hell am I supposed to create a fumble?
Yeah.
Come on. That was one rule. That was for the best.
There's a lot of rules, Carey.
Well,
I can't drive my head into your head anymore. I mean,
Can't spear you.
I can't clothesline you.
put a shank
I can't horse collar you.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
what
it's
the hell? The
ridiculous.
game's no fun anymore.
it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
tackle. No, you're right.
All right, Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What else we got, Marsh?
So obviously today is Friday, but the Snake Pit is talking about 4-day work weeks.
man.
And if we had 4-day work weeks, of course we want to have Freedom Friday because I believe that everyone would take
What if
Friday
you could
off.
rotate that? What if
Yeah.
you could take Monday?
So maybe that's the question that we have here. Do you guys
I
think 4-day work weeks would be a thing? And how would you structure it?
Well, I would not be able to structure it in any way possible with the 3 jobs that I have. The Blues aren't going to say, "Oh yeah, by the way, take that day off. That's your day off." No.
Well, that's a different. That's completely different. Because
I
they
know.
play every day of the week.
I'm just talking about my personal situation, Carey. You can't just dismiss my personal situation.
He's got feelings,
I'm
Carey.
sorry.
Like, what the hell? We're all
wrong.
part of the same team, and you just dismissed my life. Just like that.
Hey, Jamie, even though I didn't do it, I am sorry that,
You feel that way.
Carey, no. that Carey brought that up to dismiss you. It's just not right.
It hurt a little bit, but that's okay. I'm
Would
sure.
you rather have a Monday off or a Friday off?
If just normal work world?
Yeah.
Friday.
Monday.
I'm going Monday, especially during the
Monday.
football season.
For me, Monday is like,
You know what? I like the Monday idea because I could go to the lake on Friday after
Yes.
work, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, nobody's going to be there.
there you go.
Well, although we're assuming that
Well, we're
everybody's going to be the
right.
same way.
Ah, yeah.
That's the thing.
Everybody's off.
Everybody's going to have it all.
Everybody's
Yeah. So it's not going to matter.
No.
No.
I don't know. Maybe I'd rotate it around if I was allowed to. Just to keep it different.
Way back in the
Spicy.
there you go. Way back in the day, when I had a different job, I didn't get the back-to-back. I was working retail, so I didn't get the back-to-back days because we always had to work on a Saturday. So it'd be like a Sunday where you had to work all weekend, and then it'd be like a Monday and a Wednesday. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Because you always have to go back to work the next day after a day off. So I don't like that at all. Give us the Saturday, Sunday off.
We got a text from 314. This question is
what we
for Jamie and Carey. At what point early in your playing days did you know or realize that you were good enough to be a professional athlete?
So for me, it was probably around the age of like 14 or 15.
Yeah.
I ended up playing like junior hockey against men. I was 15 years old playing against 21-year-olds. I told the story before. The guy on my team had a kid who was driving cab in his off times. Like, I'm playing against those guys and, playing on the first power play and playing top minutes, top 2 defensemen. Like, I knew at that point that I had a real serious chance. And then once I got drafted to the OHL, I got picked 8th overall. I knew then, like 2 years from now, I'll be in the NHL. That was the way I felt about it.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. 2 years from then, I was drafted here in 1993 to the Blues and on the ice skating around with Brett Hull, Brendan Shanahan, and all those guys. So it happened fast within 3 years. So I think I'm 15 years old. Within 3 years, I was on the ice in the NHL.
For me, it was around the same age. It was a freshman in high school. I went to Hazel Central. We had a lot of guys that went Division I. And so I didn't know how to get to the NFL, but I kind of put it together. I'm like, oh, well, if I play well here, I'll go to college. I see all these colleges that come in here, all these coaches visiting all these guys. Oh, I can go to college. Well, all the guys that play in college go to the NFL. So I kind of made my mind up. If I'm good enough to play here, then I'm good enough to play in college. If I'm good enough to play in college, I'm good enough to play in the NFL. So at 14 is kind of when it kind of clicked for me, like, oh, it's not, I don't think it's as hard as I thought it was. And, made that my plan.
And it was always weird, too. I don't know about your friends and people that hung out with you. Like, you have a group of friends that are maybe teammates, maybe just friends at school. And at some point, like, they just don't get it anymore. Like, they don't understand. Like, my Friday nights are not about going out to the mall and trying to talk to girls and whatnot. My Friday nights are, if I'm not playing, are dedicated to getting on the ice, being in the gym, doing something like. I was so laser focused on being an NHL hockey player that I didn't care about all the other stuff. Now, all the other stuff, what's crazy is I tell kids all the time, older kids, if you want the nice things in life, if you want to have fun, be the best that you can be at your sport, because those things find you.
Yeah.
You don't have to go looking for it. You don't have to worry about at the mall.
You don't have to balance it out.
Don't worry about it. No.
Yeah.
You just go out, do your job, and things happen.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
What happens.
It is. And so and I had an older brother who paved the way for me, and that taught me a lot too, because I saw, his failures and then his successes, and then what the successes led to at a very young age. And I was like, okay, I want that. Like, my brother made it to the NHL before I did. I was like, I want that. This is my life now. And I was dedicated. And everything else around you kind of becomes a blur, and you just become so focused on your one goal that, that's all that matters.
Yes. You do miss out on some things.
Everything. I never went to a high school dance.
You miss out
a prom,
on
a homecoming.
What is
none
this?
of that stuff.
But the end result is much greater.
Went to a couple other parties. So they're pretty damn good.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think you missed anything when it's all said and done. I think the ledger's still pretty full for you, Jamie.
So we did get a question from the 314. Now the opposite. Marshy Stalter, when did you realize that you were not going to be a pro?
Oh, mine is easy. When the coach from Central Michigan, it wasn't even the head coach, it was the assistant coach, looked at me and after we were being timed from deep in the hole at shortstop, and being timed to being thrown over, we're making the throw. So they were hitting fungos at us. We'd hit it, and then boom, we throw from there. And I thought I had a decent arm, right? Got the ball over, thought I had some good times, and eventually walked over to the assistant. I said, "Hey, everybody's breaking up into groups from there." I was like, "Hey, where am I at?" And the coach looked at me, he goes, "What's your name?" I said, which was probably a bad sign. I said, Stalter. He goes, oh, okay. Yeah, he goes, you're a second baseman. I go, no, I was taking balls at shortstop. I'm like, he still doesn't know who I am. That's adorable. You don't know who I am. I was at shortstop. He goes, now those times. He goes, you're a second baseman, son. I go, really? And then you could kind of tell. And he's like, listen. He goes, this is the MAC, but we still play. Guys can still run. I'm like, yes, sir. I knew after that. I'm like, yeah. It was my first camp. First camp in college. It was like that kind of set the tone. Like, well, should have been a punt returner. So yeah, that was when I realized very quickly that while I was a decent high school player, I wasn't going to make it in college.
I never even thought that I would be a professional. I was like,
yeah, I didn't either.
I never even like.
Oh, Marshy, come on! You played at a high level of hockey.
Yeah, I
Marshy
did,
played
but,
AAA hockey.
Yeah,
He's playing on the team, the only team to win the biggest Pee Wee tournament in the world. You had aspirations.
I think I did, but then I just stopped playing for actually the reasons that he said. I didn't get to go to any school dance or any of that. In the age that I was at, I just stopped playing AAA because I wanted to do those things. And now
What
looking
age was
back,
that?
probably around 13, 14,
So,
right around that same age where, yeah.
So my boys went through the same thing. Now, Ashton was injuries that, kind of took the best of him. He was pretty dedicated. And Braden he come off his best year at U16, AAA hockey, was one of our top scorers, unbelievable year, scoring goals, physical, all the stuff. Comes to me, he's like, I think I'm done. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I got 1 year left of high school. He's like, I want to go to homecoming. I want to go to prom. I want to party with my friends. I want to whatever. And I was like, all right, son.
Okay. Yeah.
At that point, if he's talking about one.
Right.
But it was just kind of what?
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, not that he was at the top of the food chain at that, but he was very good player for our level.
Yeah.
And he just was like, no, he wanted to go do social things, which I encouraged. I was like, you know what, man, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish someone would have told me that was a stupid idea.
Yeah, but you know what, Marshy? Here's the thing, and I will say this, and Carey, you can tell your side because football's a little different. I missed out on everything. Everything. And then it worked out, right? Because I'm part of the 5% or whatever the hell it is that plays in the pro level of your sport. So it worked out because I still got to reap the benefits of like nice paychecks,
Right.
the cool kids parties, and all that found me eventually. But had it not worked out, the sacrifices that were made along the way, sometimes people get bitter about that then. Then they go back and they hate their sport because they gave everything they had, they weren't good enough, and they got nothing for it. So I can see why certain kids or, boys, girls, whoever it is, they reach a point where they're like, I just don't know if I'm ready to go all in and not have the ultimate success. Like, what if you don't succeed? So I don't mind the mentality of playing at a high level until you just want to do other things. If that's the case, then hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, and from a hockey standpoint, not a ton of players in St. Louis were going to the NHL, at least when I was at that age. I mean, you had a few guys like Cam Jansen and
It was there was only 2 or 3 guys
Right.
at that point that were coming out of here at that time.
But now it's like the game has grown so much, and I love that. I love that for this city, and so like I don't regret anything. I wouldn't be, I want to be right here right now. So
I wouldn't either. In fact, because I was asked to play on the club team for CMU, and the club team still travels. They do the same stuff. They just play other clubs within the conference. And I'm like, I should do this, But then I'm like, that's a big commitment, all that. And the moment I decided not to do that, I added broadcasting as a minor.
That's wild.
So
It all works out.
yeah,
I
it all works
suppose,
out, but you do have to make the decision at some point. And I wasn't going to make it any further than that. So you do. You have to make a decision at some point. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got what's trending next, and then we'll get back to Freedom Friday at the top of the hour at 3 o'clock. But what's trending next in the Fastlane?
time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Of course, we're just laughing in the break like usual.
We giggling.
We have a good time.
I showed Jamie the glasses. You weren't here yesterday.
I asked, I said, who touched the glasses? Because I put them all in the
Carey had them on, as you know. And then I went to put them on, and I started right as the Cardinals were getting out to end the game. And I said, screw it, forget it.
I'm surprised you didn't break them.
Nah, we can't break those.
Can't break them.
I mean,
not yet.
That was a $12 purchase.
Yeah, man, that's
We just got
$12. We're in a
I can't wait to.
Hold
There
value.
you go.
Just a test run, guys.
it works. It
Still
works.
works. Thanks,
so
Marcy.
if you hear that little NFL draft jingle,
Somebody's got the glasses on.
somebody's got the glasses on. I don't know why that works. That's what I heard in my head whenever Carey put on the glasses. So
Can't unhear it now.
can't unhear it now. Yep. All right, March, what's trending?
All right, so last night, Alabama, we were talking crap on them yesterday. They defeat North Carolina 89-87. We did get a text from the 270, so we will continue Freedom Friday into What's Trending. Was North Carolina overrated as a number 1 seed in this tournament?
Yes. Yeah, and we kind of touched upon that, Carey. I said I wasn't in love with UNC, but I gotta admit fault. I said that Alabama was the most overrated team in the Sweet 16. I thought they were one of the more overrated teams coming into the tournament. But that's the thing with Bama. If they get hot, especially from the perimeter, they can knock off anybody. They don't play any defense, but they run. And I thought it was, and North Carolina's going to play its game too, right? But I thought it was a little foolish to try to run with Bama. I thought at some point North Carolina was going to slow it down. Instead, they're like, no, let's just match. And then eventually they started to miss their shots, and Bama wouldn't miss, and they got knocked out.
Were you more surprised by that loss or by the Arizona loss? Because I think the Arizona loss to Clemson, watching that game, I'm like, they aren't. And Clemson was in control of that game for the majority
outset
of it. Like it just, Arizona could never get back into it. And I was very surprised because I thought Arizona was a team that could make it all the way to the Final Four.
Me too.
Potentially win a national championship.
Yeah, that one definitely surprised me more. Chase Hunter had a great tournament. PJ Hall last night was phenomenal. Arizona didn't shoot well at all. They got kind of stuffed early on. They had 3 points for the first 4 minutes of the game, and they just, like you said, they just never got going. But that was absolutely the biggest upset last night in my eyes. Alabama catching fire offensively and knocking anybody out. That's not overly surprising. And now they got a matchup with Clemson. That's kind of interesting because Clemson has played very well defensively. I could see Clemson in the Final Four as I continue to dog on Bama. When will I learn my lesson?
Well, did the basketball team not get the memo that it's a football school?
They
didn't. Either side.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got Alabama, Clemson all over again.
Wow. Nick Saban, go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he retired.
I heard he still helps with the basketball team.
Probably.
Yeah.
He probably does.
He probably could.
Probably could, yeah.
Nate Oates probably gave him a call.
Sure.
Vertical on that guy.
Guys, there's one team that we're not talking about from the 618 in the spirit of Freedom Friday.
Yeah.
How about let's talk about Illinois? There are plenty of people in the area that are either fans of the Illini or alumni of the U of I. And we want to hear some Illini talk, both during football season and especially now basketball season.
Slow down on the football season. Let's talk basketball, though.
Without further ado, Carey.
Basketball is where we're basketball season right now. Terrence Shannon is the best player in the tournament. He is one of the top scorers in NCAA. He has been outstanding in this tournament. That team yesterday, they shot, I think, less than 50% from the free throw line.
That was awful.
If they hit their free throws, that game is not even close. Terrence Shannon was in foul trouble for a majority of the second half, just unable to get in the game, and they still were able to hold on. To me, this is the best Illinois team I've watched. I'm going to say it. Since D. Brown, Darren Williams, and Luther Head.
Whoa.
This team,
I did not think you were going to go there.
this team has the potential
caught up in the
to
moment?
be. No, I don't think so. Because those other teams, they had the talent, but they just couldn't. Io was extremely talented. They had a lot of talent, but they were unable to just finish the deal. You know, losing to Sister Jean and that crew.
What is your problem with her?
I don't
Every time
have
we
a
talk college basketball, he's all
That
over Sister
bothered me.
Jean.
And the Sister Jean doesn't bother me.
Well, apparently she does.
No, she doesn't. The loss did. But they had a really good team, and they were supposed
She's
to.
like 112 years
Well,
old.
she's
Gary.
still kicking and doing a great job. I'm happy for her.
But you're not happy about it.
I'm not happy about the loss. But this Illini team has done everything that they need to do. And just watching them play, this is, to me, one of the best teams that I've seen since that group of guys.
The ball movement last night was sensational for Illinois. And I agree with you. If they made their free throws,
It's not even close.
It's a blowout.
Yes.
And Terrence Shannon's fun to watch. And
is.
Carey, I think you should celebrate for the next 24 hours or so.
Well, sir.
What do you mean by that, Anthony?
You spent time in Connecticut, and you became a UConn Husky.
Bristol boy over here.
He spent time that we know that he was there.
I was on the campus.
He was letting us know
gotta
about
know.
it.
ESPN.
Hey.
What?
Many times.
Oh, I know.
I was on that campus.
I know. I remember doing a show with you. You're
Yeah.
locked in some broom closet doing a show.
Yeah, they stuck me in a broom closet.
Shefty had a whole studio. You had a broom closet.
Right. Everybody, I'm like, where's my studio today?
You're right here.
Nobody's here.
It literally, I
Where's
think, was a
mine?
microphone in the hallway.
Yeah. They're like, we got a spot for you right
You
here.
were walking by.
Remember
that?
Dude, Ryan Leaf came in one time.
He did.
He
Just popped in.
he barged in. He's like, I'm supposed to do a show. I'm like, I'm on air. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I looked at Jamie.
He didn't
I go,
know what room
that
he was in?
Ryan Leaf.
I was like, get him on. I've got questions.
Both about your career and otherwise.
Everything.
Last thing here, did you guys see Tyler O'Neill do a somersault yesterday while throwing the ball to the infield? He also hit a home run,
He's
so
out
his
for the rest of
streak
the year.
continues.
5
playing on
times.
grass.
Andrew Marsh, before we walked out of the studio last night, goes, watch, Tyler O'Neill's going to hit a home run. 5 times now he has hit a home run on opening day. 5 straight times on opening day. And you also called the Zach Bolden
I did.
first goal.
Oh,
Marsh was on fire last night.
And my bet the board pick hit,
And you won.
and I won. So I
Felt
was on fire yesterday.
like a short month, but I don't know.
Anybody surprised that Tyler O'Neill's not on the IL today after that?
He will be.
Like, if that was on turf, he'd probably be gone for a month,
Absolutely.
He's going to play 135, 140 games.
right?
Over the next 2 years, I
No,
could see
over
that.
this
Yeah.
year,
MVP
2024.
candidate. It's going to be Richie
Him and
Palacios
Richie.
No.
and Tyler O'Neill. 2 of the 3 nominated for MVP.
Not gonna happen.
Randy Rosarena, the other guy.
No. Could you imagine?
I would lose my mind. I think I put my head through a window.
What about Adolis Garcia,
Adolis
too? He hit a
Garcia.
home run
Oh,
last
God.
night to tie the game. 2-2.
How many home runs we hit yesterday?
1. Goldie.
All right.
Yeah.
How many hits we have?
3.
Goldie.
Oh,
Goldie.
can you bat more than once?
We tried. We put another jersey on him. Said, hey, wait a minute.
That's not Matt Carpenter.
I was about to say Alec Burleson. That's
Yeah.
not Burleson.
All right, that's what's trending here in the Fast Lane. We continue Freedom Friday in the Fast Lane. Your topics next. 10 minutes, we're going to talk to Chris Zimmerman about what's going on with the hockey world right now. It's not just Blues.
So much
college. So Chris Zimmerman of the Blues
Marcy's
will join
got
us.
his jersey on and
He's
everything.
ready to go.
Oh, I got my tickets for tonight. We got
Marcy,
North
are you
Dakota.
allowed to wear that jersey?
Well, I mean,
It's kind of the forbidden jersey now, isn't it?
well,
I don't see
it's
anything wrong.
TJ Oshie.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Who just played his 1,000th game.
Did
The
he?
Washington
Good for him.
Capitals.
Congratulations
TJ
to
Oshie
TJ
was
Oshie.
one of the reasons why I went to North Dakota.
Really?
Because in 2007, I believe the Frozen Four was, I believe it was 2007. Frozen Four was here in St. Louis. He was with North Dakota. He was also drafted by the Blues, so I rooted for them, and then I went to school there.
How about that?
Why
How
didn't you
about
wear your own jersey?
What do you mean?
Don't you have a jersey?
No, it's TJ Oshie.
I know. I'm asking why didn't you wear your jersey?
No, because I didn't play there, Carey.
Oh,
He went there.
oh,
Juniors.
you went there.
I went there. I thought we established a few segments
Oh, you
ago that
did.
I wasn't good enough.
Why would you bring it up again,
I
Carey?
apologize.
He poured his soul out to
Talk
you.
about doubling down on a
I
guy's
apologize.
soul.
I apologize. Sometimes I don't.
Why are you
pay
looking at
attention.
me apologizing?
Because I want you to know that I apologize.
Thank you, Carey. Thank you. Now, I did get to play some intramurals up there, and we did get to play on the Ralph.
Did you have a jersey?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you wear your jersey?
Gary's concerned about the jersey. Where's your jersey?
I don't know.
You were a windbreaker.
I'm going to wear my Illinois football jersey after we beat UConn on Monday.
Is it one of those cutoff ones?
It's so tight. It's
You're like Ezekiel Elliott with the.
It is so tight. I'm going to wear it
the
on
boiler
Monday.
hanging out.
Yeah, he's got the half jersey.
We beat UConn. I'll bring it in.
I want my
I
Carey.
almost want to see
In
it
his
now.
football jersey.
All right, 3:06. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Freedom Friday rolls on. What do you got, Marsh?
All right, so we have this is an opinion from the 618. The psychology of baseball matters. When I see Tyler Glasnow versus Miles Mikolas, the psychology ain't looking good. If they had traded for Glasnow, yesterday would have just felt different, and that boost in confidence makes this opening day different. It comes down to this: Glasnow LA versus Mikolas STL, or Glasnow STL versus Bobby Miller LA. What do you guys think about that?
Do we feel any different if it's Sonny Gray and Tyler Glasnow yesterday?
Yes.
I think we do, but to his overall point, I was thinking about this with the offense. Because the offense, look, they scored one. They scored one run. That was it. They had 3 hits. They didn't do anything either. But there is a psychology to it when you're down 5 after 3 innings. You just completely let down. Now, are you down 5 if Sonny Gray is pitching? I would hope not. But I think that had an impact. And I'm just going to use it for yesterday, okay? This is not going to be the excuse for the offense for the entirety of the season if you stink. But yesterday, as you're sitting there, you're like, okay, you're playing out the string now. You know you're not going to win.
You watched this movie all last season.
Right.
From start to finish. 2 runs in the first inning. Yep, check. We saw all of the no hits. Check. Yeah. One guy check. Runners in scoring position, no score. Check. It's so frustrating. If it didn't look like it looked exactly the same as last season, I would be okay. If they lost 5-3 and it was competitive and you had a chance in the top of the 9th with runners in scoring position and you just didn't, you struck out. You got runners on 2nd and 3rd. Okay. But you didn't have a chance. You gave up home runs. You gave up, hard hit ball after hard hit ball. And it feels like, or it felt like, exactly what I watched all last season. And that, to me, you told us it was corrected. It doesn't look like it in one game. So, yes, it's only one game, but it's also a reminder of what we had to see. So I hope tonight looks better. Hopefully tomorrow looks better. Hopefully, as they continue to progress, some of these other guys that they brought in are better. But if not, it's going to be another long one.
Are we reading into it too quickly, though, too? Like, there's 162 games. You just played the best team in baseball, and you got your asses handed to you. Big deal.
Yeah. So we kind of got that, one of those similar texts yesterday.
I'm asking that question.
The way I responded to that text, I'll respond to you the same way. If they were competitive and they lost 5-3,
It's one game.
No.
It's one game.
You weren't even
what about tonight if they
competitive
come out
coming off.
What
of
if they come out
last
tonight
night.
and they win? Now are we ordering the rings? Like you can't go through the baseball season like that.
I am.
You can't go like from
But
up
this was
here
the first game
to down
coming
here
off of last season.
to up here. to down here, like you'll be exhausted by the end of
In
it.
a normal season, yes, but coming off that crap show a year ago, all off season, what did we all do? We complained. We talked about this wasn't good. This you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good. And then it was like they posted that. So you're right. It's the Dodgers. Only one game.
It's the Dodgers.
I don't agree with that either.
What if
Because
you're 0-7 to start the year? Now you can panic.
Now I'll be pissed. Absolutely. If you don't, you got 4 games against the Dodgers. I'd like to see them win 1. I know that's not that. Listen, I'm not reaching for the stars.
Sure.
Yes,
No, you're not. Yeah.
But I'm trying to be realistic at the same time. I'd like to see them win 1. Then I'd like to see them win the next series. If they do that, now I'm starting to think, okay, the Dodgers are out of our league right now, certainly. But can we win games against other teams in not just the division, but in the league and whatnot? I don't know. For me, it was one game. They were terrible. It was not pretty. They had one guy show up to play, pretty much. His name is Paul Goldschmidt. And I knew he'd show up. Contract year, that slice.
You didn't pick him, though.
No, I didn't. That was my fault, idiot.
You were motivated. What were you saying, Carey?
No, I just said when we talk about, that team is really good. If you look at the rosters of other teams, you're probably going to have teams that are better than you. So at what point is that not the answer or not the response? You have to beat teams that on paper are better than you. And again, it is one game. And I agree. It is probably an overreaction to respond that way to one game. But it looked exactly like the last 162 from last year. Like one.
I'm not.
That looked like
I'm
exactly
not fighting you on
what
that.
we watched.
But I'm also exhausted already. We're one game in, and I'm like, holy crap.
All right, I told him yesterday I'd give him 5 games.
I say we give it 2 series.
I'm giving him 5 games.
Who's the next
All
series? The
5
Padres?
starters.
Padres in San Diego.
Which is a good team as well.
Very good, yeah.
So if you can, with the 7 games total, right? If you can win 4 of those games.
You're
Oh, yeah.
if you win 4, you're good.
That's what I'm saying.
What if you win 2?
2
What
is
if you win
problematic.
1?
Well, that's really problematic. Again,
You come home 1-6.
But again,
or
both
they got one more
stories
on the
can
road
be
before
true,
they come home.
Carey.
It's no.
No, yeah,
7.
you come home 1-6.
Both stories can be true. To where this first loss being so bad, it could carry over. And then they come back having won only 1 game in these first 2 series.
Yeah.
And that will be super negative and unacceptable. But the other story that could be true is you lost that first game terrible. Let's say you split the series with the Dodgers, and then you win 2 of 3 against the Padres.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Now,
that
all
too.
of a sudden, you're like, oh, hey, not too bad.
We got to get to Chris Zimmerman, but I think you should have been wearing those glasses with what was just coming out of your mouth there.
think so,
No,
too.
because I don't believe that they're a great team. But I also don't believe that the season's over 1 game into it.
If yesterday was any indication, it's over.
Although, did you see on Twitter, somebody put a meme out? Eliminated from postseason contention, Cardinals. I was like, oh, that's harsh.
Harsh, but maybe true.
Maybe.
Chris Zimmerman of the Blues next. Talk a little hockey with him here on 101 ESPN.
Fastlane here on 101 ESPN. 3:17, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an official provider of Rolex jewelry. We head out to our celebrity line, joined by Chris Zimmerman, President of Business Operations for your St. Louis Blues. Z, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good. Ready for some great college hockey this afternoon.
All right, so that's where I wanted to start with you is for some of our listeners who don't know exactly what's going on here this weekend in St. Louis, can you describe, one, what's going on, and two, the process that the Blues or that Centene had to go through to get this regional?
Yeah, so it's exciting. So we, St. Louis last hosted the Frozen Four, which is the finals for the NCAA Men's Hockey Championship back in '07. Great success, and really for a number of years, our team's been working to get back on the rotation, if you will, of wanting to host the Frozen Four. So a few years back, after we had renovated Enterprise Center, after we'd opened the new Centene Community Ice Center, we suddenly had a platform to go after these events again. And so we were awarded next year's Frozen Four, which will be great, be down at Enterprise Center. And this weekend we've got one of the four regionals for teams to qualify for the Frozen Four. And the bracket that we got, as you know, could not be better in terms of classic, iconic college hockey programs.
Chris, when Selection Sunday came out, how excited was the group to have those four teams, Michigan State, Western Michigan, North Dakota, and Michigan, three Michigan schools, but just how excited was the group to just bring these historic college programs into the city of St. Louis?
Yeah, no, I think we were very excited. I mean, Michigan State have battled all year for, if you will, for supremacy of the Big Ten, with Michigan State winning the championship game, and we'll see whether that conference championship ends up being a rematch that happens again on Sunday. But I'm sure North Dakota and Western Michigan are going to give each of them a hell of a game this afternoon and then later tonight.
Talking to Blues President of Business Operations Chris Zimmerman here in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Z, what is it about college hockey that, like, for people here in St. Louis, who we'd have now Lindenwood, the D1 program, we have lots of great hockey, but this is elite college hockey. What is it about college hockey that is so unique that fans here will love so much? I mean, you played college hockey. Andrew Marsh, he attended North Dakota. But for people who are going to these games this weekend, what can they expect?
Well, listen, I think one of the people have asked me that question. Among other things, you play a 35 to 40 game schedule, which compared to most other top levels of hockey below the NHL, it's a condensed schedule essentially, and I think what you find is just the pace and the speed of college hockey is as good as any level. And, like every other sport, the skill levels and the talent just keep going up. And I'd say the other thing that's probably a little different from my day is just the game's become more global. So you've got players coming into college hockey really from around the globe, and the talent really high. At times you'll find some players, some real gems also, who haven't been drafted, who, if you will, mature a little bit later. So it's a really high talent level. The speed of it's really intense. It's great. going to be a really entertaining product this weekend.
Definitely going to be exciting to see a lot of these younger players, these college players playing this weekend. But your team has some younger players on it that are playing extremely well right now. What have you made of these young guys that have come up and had some success early in their careers?
Well, some of it's about opportunity, right, and getting the chance to get out there, which, there's always sort of the trade-off of getting guys in early and getting them the experience. It's been fun. I mean, the obvious player this year that's emerged is Jake Neighbours, who, I don't know, I think he's exceeded most people's expectations. But I think the other thing is just seeing both at the World Juniors, being able to get guys like Bolduc and Dean into the lineup recently, that, we've got a crop of prospects and players that, at least in my decade now with the Blues, I think this is certainly the deepest group, and they're going to get opportunities.
Chris, when you first came here, obviously the sport of hockey was growing. It was doing real well locally, but it has taken a massive jump forward here in the last handful of years. And now for you guys as the Blues, was that part of your main focus to not just continue growing the sport of hockey, but to really pump a lot of resources into it to really get the sport to be, popular nationwide, heck, even internationally?
Well, I don't know. I'm probably a little more selfish than that, Jamie. I want people to see that St. Louis is as good a hockey market as there is certainly in North America and maybe the world. Is kind of the goal, and the development and the exposure of play, all of the 2016 kids that got drafted, the Kachuk brothers, all these things that have been happening are telling our story, obviously, and I think the facilities, the ability to attract events, these, what I would call world-class competitions, those are the pieces that we certainly felt were going to help define St. Louis and keep the game growing. And so that's really what we've been after, and having world-class facilities now, like Centene Community Ice Center, like where we are downtown with the Enterprise Center, that's made a huge difference as well.
Chris, exciting time, certainly, right now in the hockey community here in St. Louis. We appreciate you sharing some time with us and some thoughts.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Enjoy the hockey.
You too. Thanks, Chris.
You.
That's Chris Zimmerman of the Blues here on 101 ESPN. And Marsh is decked out in his North Dakota gear.
I'm excited, Anthony. This is huge.
What's the first round matchup for you?
Michigan, of course, the team that I absolutely hate. I hate Michigan.
Wow.
I don't like. I know why Carey doesn't like him. He didn't receive he did receive a call. He just didn't answer the phone.
He ghosted them.
He ghosted them. But the last time I believe North Dakota played Michigan in a regional was in 2016 in the final, and they won.
Nice.
And went and won the national championship that year.
Oh, baby.
So, which I went to in Tampa Bay.
Who is playing Western Michigan?
That would be Michigan State, who won the 2007 Frozen Four. They won the national championship.
And they just won the Big Ten, didn't they?
They won the Big Ten.
Overtime goal.
This is, in my opinion, the best regional, and all of St. Louis gets to watch some of the best hockey teams in the United States compete right here in town.
Well, I'm rooting for Sparty tonight.
Oh, boy.
Well, because it's Western Michigan?
That's correct.
All right.
You hate Western Michigan more?
Yeah.
Why is that?
They're our rivals.
How come State
The
isn't?
Broncos.
Oh, yeah, the Broncos.
How come Michigan isn't? They're all in Michigan. Like, why do you pick one? Lake Superior State, too, is also in Michigan.
We're
Michigan
a
is-
directional school, and
They're the MAC.
Western Michigan's our biggest rival.
Okay.
We play them
I'm
every
just
year.
trying to figure it out, Anthony.
Central Western Weekend, we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't play Michigan State a lot, although last time we did, we beat them.
By the way, former Blues
I don't know if it
head
was the
coach,
last time
What
we beat
sport?
them. Football.
former Blues head coach Andy Murray coached at Western Michigan.
He did.
You telling me you don't like former Blues coach Andy Murray?
No.
Is he currently a Bronco?
Another one?
Yeah.
How many do you have
The what?
that you don't like?
Couple. No,
I know
I shouldn't
two.
say that. Andy Murray's a nice guy. He was a nice man.
Not a fan?
He's a great college coach.
Gotcha.
He's a teacher, but he treated us like eighth graders. Ever tell you some of the stories about Andy Murray?
No.
He would slide homework under your door on the road night before the game about like everything he wanted to talk about the meeting in the morning, but you had to like read it and memorize it. We didn't know what was going on the first trip. First trip, Carey. Whoa. Papers
What the
under the
hell
door.
is
Like, what the
this?
hell? Barrett Jackman was my roommate at the time. We're like, what the hell is this? So we're reading it like just kind of disregard. We think it's like an overview of what he's going to talk about in the morning. Okay, well, big deal. Then he like gets there in the morning and he's like, Dan Hynett was on team. Danny, can you go over what was in section 1.4? We want to discuss it. 1.4 of what?
The team syllabus.
that sheet. Oh, yeah. So then we realized, like, it's a quiz. So
Every game?
a couple things, yeah. So a couple things that got funny about that is, I like to have fun, Carey. And about two or three games into the one road trip, the paper comes under. So I took the paper, went down to the front desk. I'm like, hey, can you guys photocopy this but shrink it? Shrink it. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. It's like barely readable, right? But I had bought a quarterback wristband.
No
And
way.
So I slid this piece of paper into the wristband, and then he started asking questions, and I flipped over. I go, well, Andy, actually, they play an aggressive 1-2-2, like to trap down the walls, and our best bet at that point is to move the puck, hinge the play. There we go. And he was like unimpressed at that point.
Oh, come on.
And you could tell he was a little irritated because it was a little snarky.
Yeah,
to do that.
yeah.
So then we fast forward to the end of my time here in St. Louis. He slides the paper into the door, and I was waiting for it. And it came under. I went right back out into the hallway. Then it comes back in, and I go right back out into the hallway. Third time's the charm. It comes back in a little more aggressively, too. I didn't know Andy Murray. He's an older dude. I didn't know he had that kind of velocity. I was like, oh, got to grab it. Aggressively out. Never came back in. Oh. I was like, all right. And then I guess the same night, I didn't realize this big Walt had taken a towel, rolled it up, and put it at the bottom of his door.
You want me to take your test? I'll take your test.
I believe Andy Murray quit doing the homework at that point.
Yeah, he got the message.
Yeah.
Freedom Friday continues with your topics here on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cards lost yesterday on opening day by a final score of 7-1. They'll be back in action tonight as Zach Thompson takes the mound going up against Bobby Miller and the Los Angeles Dodgers. 9:10 first pitch. We'll continue talking about the Cardinals. That's if you guys text in, because today is Freedom Friday. We're taking all of your opinions, texts, questions. Send it to the Air Comfort Service text line. We'll continue doing so next. Also, last night, the Blues defeated the Flames 5-3. They'll take on the Sharks tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Also, tomorrow, the Battlehawks go up against the Michigan Panthers at 3 o'clock on Fox. And City SC takes on Salt Lake tomorrow at 8:30. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
As Marsh just reminded you during the Sports Center update, it is Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane with Gary Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. This is where you, via the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646 or the Air Alliance Team YouTube channel in the Snake Pit at 101 ESPN STL, or if you want to leave us a mic drop, you can leave an opinion. We've gotten opinions that we reacted to. We've gotten flat-out questions that we've reacted to. Freedom Friday, this is where you pick the topic, and we've got to discuss it. Without further ado, go ahead, Marsh.
All right, so obviously the Cardinals are playing the Dodgers right now, but they have the San Diego Padres coming up. And from the 573, guys, longtime Missourian, moved to Arizona 4 years ago. Bought tickets before last season, started for a game in San Diego near the end of the season. Sold them due to the dumpster fire that was the Cardinals last year. I have tickets for my family for the Cards in San Diego on April 3rd. Please give me a reason to be excited about my purchase after yesterday's dismal showing.
Victor Scott. You have an opportunity to see Victor Scott.
Yeah.
Stole base yesterday. First of many.
First of 162.
Yeah.
I think. No, I mean,
is there a pitcher right now you're excited for?
for the Cardinals,
Yeah, because it used to be
Zach Thompson.
Zach Thompson. Okay, so he goes tonight. It used to be when you'd have tickets for a game, like when I was younger, it was all about who you were going to see pitch for your favorite team. So this gentleman's got the tickets for the family and all that. I would be looking forward to who's pitching that day. But as I was thinking about it, is there a pitcher right now in the Cardinals that you're like, oh, I got tickets to next week's game.
Sonny Gray.
Let me look at it. Okay, Gray, when he's healthy.
When he
But
comes
right
back,
now, Zach Thompson's
Zach
probably...
Thompson.
Zach Thompson, yeah, I would say.
Probably the one where you're most excited to see how he performs.
And are you excited or are you just
Yeah,
excited?
right, I'm excited.
Okay, yep, I got it.
Yeah, that's about right.
I got you.
I don't know if I'm
think-
excited
I
about
mean,
really like any of the pitching.
That's my point.
I would be excited. I guess Victor Scott would be exciting. I mean, when I used to go to Cardinal games, I would be excited to see Albert Pujols, right? You want to see what he's going to do at the plate. He's going to hit one out, or Mark McGwire, being able to see those guys. I don't know. I don't know what excites you. I mean, Jordan Walker, hopefully he doesn't chase any more sliders out of the zone, because that was bad. He did that a lot last year. That's frustrating. But today's a new day is what Jamie told me, so I'm going to be excited about it.
It is.
All right.
That's what Jamie said. Got to be excited.
Be excited till it's time to not be excited. Like the third inning.
Boy, this is rough, guys. This is really rough. This gentleman poured out his heart. He's out there in California. He's like, hey, just give me something.
Trying to find it.
And we gave him Victor Scott if he gets on base.
I think he
And Zach Thompson, kind of.
I
Paul
think he
Goldschmidt went 3 for
appreciates-
4 yesterday.
He'll appreciate our honesty,
Yeah,
if nothing else.
Paulie G, excited.
I mean, yeah, that's all you got right
He's
now.
going
right?
to get on, and nobody
Most
else is
part.
going to score.
Nope.
All right, let's go to the Snake Pit. It seems like no one's excited for this season, and that's fair. But Gator has a question, and we talk about sports movies a lot, sports documentaries. Anthony's Life, of course, is a movie.
No doubt.
According
Should be.
to some.
Yep.
But this one's from Gator. What are some of your favorite movies and why, not including sports movies?
One of my all-time favorite movies, just from like an acting standpoint, the story standpoint, the writing and all that, a little dark, but 7.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of the best movies in ever, Bob.
It's a good one.
What's in the Bob?
I'm a big fan of Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
I like that movie.
Boy, we went dark back to back there.
crazy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You just said it didn't have to be sports.
Well, okay. Mine would be Gladiator is one of my favorite movies.
yeah.
That to me.
300.
Yeah, Gladiator. Well, I take 300. I'll take Gladiator over 300 every day.
Okay.
Like, for me.
You don't like all those buff guys?
This.
I mean, yeah, something like that. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Like, that to me is...
Is this not why you're here?
yeah.
Mine would be School of Rock, Big Daddy, and I like the movie.
This makes sense.
Yes.
Those are the younger brother.
Those two
chimes in.
movies have basically my entire
They're your everything.
everything comes from these two movies. My humor, all those two movies in particular.
School of Rock
and Big Daddy.
Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to put
I know you like that. I know.
He loves Big Daddy.
I know that you like those movies. I mean, anytime any of us quote Big Daddy, you're
I'm on top of it.
Yeah. But I didn't think that would be to Jamie's statement.
Yeah.
You're everything.
Oh, no, it's everything. I do like this movie called Ready Player One. That's in my top 5.
I saw that. That was good.
I like that just from a nostalgia point. I like the story and whatnot. I think it's cool, too. You put on these goggles and then all of a sudden you're immersed
you're in
into...
it.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen those Apple Vision Pro goggles? They look like ski goggles that you can sit there and watch sports, and it's just everything's right there.
Right.
You don't need a TV. You just need the goggles.
Yeah. Seems...
So there's another movie for me that whenever it's on, and I'm perusing and I see it and I click on it, I can't stop watching it.
Shawshank.
Yeah. Shawshank
Really?
Redemption. It is every single time. Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, I feel like everybody loves that movie, and it's good. It's good, but I don't. If I saw it on TV, I think I'd keep going.
I used to think the same thing, but I click on it,
and you find something new,
and I just can't stop watching it.
Yeah. All right.
For me, Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence is another one.
Okay.
Really, it's hilarious.
Two of my all-time favorite comedies: Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah.
And Major League.
Oh yeah. Major
If
League.
those are on.
I will watch Major
Airplane.
League.
Have you ever seen the movie Airplane?
I have, yeah. It's
My God.
A little bit before my time, but I've seen it.
That comes on. I mean,
Yeah.
There's still things. I've seen that movie 30 to 40 times.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I see it, I find something new that's goofy that I missed the first time that they've somehow hidden into the whole thing.
Your Airplane. Do you guys remember Hot Shots?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Part B.
Just the spoof on Top Gun. Who's the? I can't remember the actor's name, but I think he was in Airplane too. The older actor. He was old back then.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
he's
yeah,
gone
yeah.
now, but
what is his name? The white hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
When he was in Hot Shot, in every scene he steals it. He steals the scene. Lloyd Bridges. Thank you, Mike Ryder. Lloyd Bridges, dead or alive?
Alive.
Alive?
I hope.
I think.
And Mike says dead. 1998, he's gone. God rest
Not
his
too
soul.
soon.
Yeah,
Not too
he
soon.
really did. Yeah, I was about to say he was getting up there at that point. But
Anthony, I can't help it. I just watched
Yeah,
a
what are you
Tesla drag the parking median thing out to the... Buddy drove. He must have thought there was not. What do you call those little things? The parking bumpers, the concrete things.
I missed it.
He tried to drive through. He didn't see them. So he drove over the first one and then tried to back up and drug it halfway across the parking lot.
And then
That's
just
not great.
drove off?
And then drove off, yeah.
But what do you want him to do? Move it back?
Get up.
Put some glue on it.
You think you're gonna be able to pick it up?
Flex seal.
Flex seal. The last thing that guy's thinking, he's hoping nobody's seeing it,
Yeah.
right? Like in the
Clearly.
parking lot.
Hopefully he's listening.
There's no
I hope he's
idea.
listening.
We're
We saw
talking
him. Well,
about it on
Jamie
the
saw you.
radio.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
I mean, it is literally in the middle of the street now.
He was trying to
parking lot.
quickly
Yeah, parking
go
lot. Thank you,
through
Carey.
the bank parking lot, and he went, and then you see, jammed on the brakes, backed up.
that
What did I
car's
just hit?
undercarriage
And
is shot now.
It's one of those new Teslas too.
Oh,
There he goes.
Is he coming back?
Is he on the?
Is it the white one?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine now.
fine.
You know he's driving home like, please God.
Happy Easter.
When I
Get me home.
get home.
Well, if you would have had one of those other ones, the giant tank ones,
All those cyber trucks.
yeah,
They've been fine.
Absolutely.
You would have wanted to go over one of those.
Just to test it.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you?
We got the Gauntlet coming up in 15 minutes. But Freedom Friday continues with more of your topics next on 101 ESPN. Fastline on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday means that you get to pick out the topics. So let's continue. Marsh.
Yeah, so we got a text from FedEx Colton. Did Oli Marmol's comments about Miles Mikolas make anyone else want to punch a hole through their TV? I think the Cardinals think their fans are like brain dead or something.
So here's my take on this, guys. You actually played, and you know what certain coaches say to the media and how they want to use the media.
I do have the audio, by the way. If you
Play it.
play
Perfect.
that.
Yeah, please. My God, Marsh, should start with that next time.
I'm sorry.
Miles did a nice job. He was on the attack, got clipped a couple times, but 18 at 20 first pitch strikes. Did what he normally does. He attacked the zone. That's got him 0-0, and then Freeman got him 0-0, and they took good swings off of him. But he executed what he was trying to do as far as getting ahead. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Fortunately, it didn't work out. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, those comments aren't for you. You, the fan.
Those are for Miles.
Those are for Miles.
Okay.
So for the texter, I know why you think that way. As you're listening to Oli talk, or you read him, maybe the comments last night or today, I know the thought process is like, what? You think I'm stupid? Those aren't for you. Those comments are not for you. Those comments are for Miles Mikolas. He's going to back his player, especially after the first game, rough matchup, all of that. He's going to have his guys back. That is how I read the situation. Now, two professional athletes in the room. Maybe you guys got other thoughts on that, but
It's early in the season. You can't throw your guy under the bus yet.
I don't think you would be throwing him under the bus, but I think the conversation could go more along the lines. Yeah, not the start we wanted, but I trust Miles. I think he's going to get better.
Yeah,
we'll be better next time out. It just had a rough outing.
I mean, that's kind of what he said.
Nah, he kind of said he did really well. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard?
Attack the zone, he said.
Yeah.
Well, he said Miles had a good outing. That was the first thing he said. Am I crazy?
He did good. Now maybe
what was the first thing he said, Marsh?
Let me hear the first. Again?
Yeah, I didn't hear the first part.
Miles did a nice job. He was on the attack.
Stop it.
Stop
it.
Hold on.
Stop it. No, don't play it again.
No, he didn't specify what he did a nice job on. Now, he did talk about those, but that part specifically, when he said he did a nice job, maybe he did a nice job getting his, ripped. Maybe that was his thought. And then he continued with, hammering the zone and all that other stuff.
Well, he hammered the zone, but it doesn't matter. If you're pitching the zone and you're throwing it 90.
Squared up.
You got hammered.
In fact, the other team calls that batting practice.
Yeah, they did.
7 hits, I think 5 of them were hard hit balls.
Well,
shouldn't have called the pitch.
There we go.
It was Contreras.
We're back on that again.
Contreras is like, remember last year when you threw me into the bus? I'm calling a bad game on purpose, just for you.
That reminds me of Bull Durham.
He's telling the other team, by the way, fastball.
Here we go.
Don't stand there. Don't make me look bad.
No. I think
I did not hear that first part.
I knew you couldn't have heard that.
He did a nice job.
Yeah. Nice job. No, it wasn't.
No, he didn't.
No, really wasn't.
All right. Marsh, what else you got on Freedom Friday?
From the 314, would love to hear some WrestleMania talk. WrestleMania is coming up here in the next few days, so I believe it's April 6th and 7th. Carey, you're a big wrestling guy. What do you think?
I used to be a big wrestling guy. And I again, took my son to WWE SmackDown, I think, and it was amazing. I kind of started wanting to get back into it because I think it's awesome, especially in person. Like, seeing it on TV is different, but when you actually get to watch, those guys are so athletic. And I think the notion that the mat doesn't hurt, that thing hurts. I mean, I'm sure landing on it,
all that stuff hurts.
All of it hurts after a while.
I know a bunch of those guys. They just
keep going. They have to have multiple surgeries. Yeah. They just keep going.
And they're not allowed to miss.
No.
If they miss a fight or a schedule, they get docked to pay and they get fined by the organization. And certainly that's the way it was under Vince McMahon.
That sounds like American Gladiators.
Pretty much. Well, that's totally. Guys are getting medicine and getting taped together before just so they can get the show on the road. But I forget what WrestleMania it was. I went to one of them. The Undertaker was a part of it.
I love The Undertaker.
This was like late 90s. I was dating a girl who was part of the WWF at the time. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I got to go backstage and meet all these guys, and it was pretty wild. And then to see, I don't want to give anything away, but they do a lot of talking beforehand. It is a very well-run machine.
What are you saying?
Nothing, Andrew.
Something that I learned.
What are you saying?
Something that I
Just
learned
enjoy
at like
the-
10 years old.
Enjoy the program, my man. He's not saying it. Jamie's not saying anything. Jamie,
That
keep the
was,
feet moving.
that
Here's
was
what I'll
worse to
say.
me than anything else, learning that.
Here's what I'll say. It is the world of sports, entertainment, but those guys and women who wrestle, they take a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take an absolute beating, and it stinks, man. And if you're not like a huge star, like you're screwed a little bit.
Sure. Oh, yeah, you're going to have to pay
You gotta
your
work
dues.
twice as much.
Yeah, I think that's why it's unfair to say it's fake. It's better to say it's scripted.
It's
Marsh,
not
earmuffs.
fake.
What?
Because it's not fake. The beating is not,
No,
the beating
the
is
pain
not fake.
is real.
It's scripted
Pain is
out,
real.
but the beating and, It's totally real, Marsh.
We're gonna keep the feet moving because you just ruined my day.
No, that's fine.
Jamie, you always have good stories when it comes to hockey. I feel like you might have a good story as it pertains to this question. From the 314, what happens to the hats that are thrown on the ice after a hat trick?
That is a good
It
question.
depends on the team, but most of those are donated to places where people don't have for clothing, lack of clothing.
Gotcha.
So they'll take those and they'll donate them to certain organizations that can pass them out to people. So that the hats do get, I don't want to say repurposed, just reused following the game. And some people will actually throw their hat and then talk to the security guard and be like, "Well, I really like my hat back."
Or
Which
why'd
is-
you throw it?
And then again,
in the
it's-
moment.
Yeah.
It's on the building at that point.
Kerber told me to.
If they, throw your hat at the radio.
You get that back.
But sometimes a team will let somebody come back down and look through and
Go
grab
through.
it, but not often because it's like then everybody be like, why wouldn't I just go down and get my hat back? So, but I do know they tried their best to donate those hats.
I did go to a game one time, and my buddy, I forgot who scored a hat trick, but I peer pressured him into throwing his hat onto the ice because we were close enough, and he has a good arm. Played college baseball. He could get it over the
thanks,
glass.
Marsh.
He throws it over the glass, and immediately just regretted the decision because he has, you got the hat hair going on. It was. It wasn't like the third period. It was like midway through the second period or something like that. So he's sitting there just. He looked terrible.
All your fault, Marshy.
Hey, when do hat tricks don't happen all the time?
Right.
You got to throw the hat.
He said he didn't go to the bathroom and do the thing where he's like trying to shape
maybe
it
he
up.
tried. It was a few years ago. I can't really remember, but
Yeah,
I did
You
peer
guys
pressure.
aren't. You guys aren't friends anymore. I heard.
No, actually, we're really good friends because that's what friends do. Friends peer pressure their friends into doing dumb things.
Clearly.
Yeah. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit Mastor.com.
402, your time check, brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Jamie Rivers and Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh and Anthony Stalter. We welcome in Kevin. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Anthony, how are you, sir?
Doing great. First time?
First time on the Gauntlet. I've been on the fight a few times.
Okay. How'd you do in the fight?
1-4 against Randy and 1-0 against Mr. Carey Davis.
Oh, Carey.
Oh, wow. Are you going back to the well with Carey today, Kevin?
Well, I called him out on the air coverage service text line, cha-ching. So, going back to Carey Davis today.
Okay, all right.
Good luck, Kevin.
He's going back to the body.
Some would say Kevin owns Carey Davis. Now,
Wow.
Carey is flying high following his Fighting Illini winning last night against Iowa State, so he's feeling pretty good, so we'll see how this goes. All right, Kevin, tell Marcia to spin the wheel. We'll find out what category you get.
Spin the wheel, Marcia.
What are you hoping for, Kev?
Anything but random.
I don't blame you on that.
Well, that means you're probably going to get random.
Probably.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah, Marsh has spun the wheel.
Oh, no.
Oh. Carey won at this yesterday. But can he make it 2 in a row? It's hockey. Hockey trivia today. How you feel, Kev?
50-50.
Okay. All right. Wasn't random, at least. So Marsh is giving us the launch codes right now. As my mic continues to shock me. 4 questions, all hockey. To Kevin, same 4 questions to Carey. Each question is worth 2 points unless Kevin or Carey asks for the options, and then those questions become worth 1 point. Kevin, are you ready?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Recently against the Calgary Flames, Jordan Binnington recorded 2 assists. How many times in Blues history has a goaltender had a multi-point game?
I'll take the option.
2, 3, or 4?
3.
Final answer?
Fine.
All right, Kevin, question 2. Who is the first NHL team to clinch a playoff spot this season?
Colorado.
Final answer?
Yes.
Question number 3. After Al McInnes and before Eric Brewer, which Blue captained the team for 2 seasons? So after Al McInnes and before Eric Brewer, which Blue captained the team for 2 seasons?
I want to say Pronger, but I'll take the options.
Options are Dallas Drake, Shane Corson, or Keith Tkachuk.
Let's do Dallas Drake.
Final answer?
Final.
And last question, Kevin. The last time the Blues scored a goal on a penalty shot was in January of 2022 in Seattle. Which Blues defenseman scored on that penalty shot?
Oh, man. Options.
Torrey Krug, Justin Falk, Colton Parayko.
Let's go with Parayko.
Final answer?
Final.
All right, we're motioning Carey back in right now. Kevin, how you feeling?
No, I mean, Carey Davis, pack a lunch, buddy.
Oh, dang.
Wow. All right.
Oh,
We're listening to I Got Friends in Low Places
friends
right
in
now.
low places. Yes, you do, Carey.
Was that one of
my
the
walk-up music.
jams that you guys listened to?
Yeah, Garth Brooks. I got friends in low places.
In the Steelers locker room.
Yeah, on Country Thursdays.
Which offensive lineman was it?
It was Brett Kiesel and Aaron
it's a
Smith.
defensive end.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Chris Hokey bro.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Every Thursday. Country Thursday.
And you loved it.
I loved it.
Jamie, do you want to tell him or
All right.
me?
Kevin already said it, but I'll repeat it. He said you better pack a lunch.
All righty.
Your category, 2 days in a row,
Come on.
is hockey. Now, you won yesterday.
Yeah.
You won in hockey.
I did. All right.
All right, here we go. Question 1. Carey looks confident. Recently against the Calgary Flames, Jordan Binnington recorded 2 assists. How many times in Blues history has a goaltender had a multi-point game?
This is how many times? So it's going to be like 4, 7, 5. Well, let's go 3 times. Final answer.
Final answer. Huh?
I don't like how Jamie looks at me.
All right. Question 2, Carey. Who was the first NHL team this season to clinch a playoff spot?
Options, please.
Was it the New York Rangers, the Vancouver Canucks, or the Boston Bruins?
Let's go Canucks. Final answer.
Question number 3. After Al McInnes and before Eric Brewer, which Blue captained the team for 2 seasons?
Options, please.
Options are Dallas Drake, Shane Corson, or Keith Kachuk.
Oh, well, the way you said it, I'm just going to go with him. Keith Kachuk.
Oh, boy. All right. Question number
A little misleading.
4. The last time the Blues scored a goal and a penalty shot was in January of 2022 in Seattle. Which Blues defenseman scored on that penalty shot?
I have no clue. 2022,
Yep.
penalty shot.
Yep.
Give me the options.
Torrey Krug, Justin Falk, Colton Parayko.
I just should have just said him. You know, let's go Justin Falk. Final answer. I was going to go Parayko. Probably should have, but didn't. I don't like how Jamie looks at me every time.
Let's go over these.
Okay.
Question 1. Recently against the Calgary Flames, Jordan Binnington recorded 2 assists. How many times in Blues history has a goaltender had a multi-point game? Kevin, you went with 3. Carey, you went with 3. Correct answer is...
Well, it is 3.
But Carey did not need the options on that, so Carey's got himself a 2-1 lead.
All right. Jordan Binnington last night, and Curtis Joseph did it 2 times before that.
Oh, Cujo.
Yep.
All right, question 2. Who was the first NHL team to clinch a playoff spot this season? Kevin, you said the Colorado Avalanche. Carey, you said the Vancouver Canucks. Correct answer is...
It is the New York Rangers.
Let's go, Rangers.
2-1 lead still for Carey. After Al McInnes and before Eric Brewer, which Blue captained the team for 2 seasons? Kevin, you went Dallas Drake. Carey, you went Keith Walt Kachuk because of the way
I just like how you said it.
Marsh said it.
What?
Unreal.
Leading to some controversy.
Leading the witness big time.
Correct answer is...
Well, it's not Keith. Good job.
That's not how
It's Dallas Drake.
Dallas Drake is the correct answer. So
looking at
Kevin,
me.
Kevin,
I'm trying to provide some nostalgia for our listeners.
either way, Kevin tied it.
You led the whoop it.
2-2 tie. Comes down to this.
Marshy.
Don't, no.
I'd be pissed.
Comes down to this. You guys have different answers after both taking the options. One of you is correct. The last time the Blues scored a goal on a penalty shot was in January of 2022 in Seattle. Which Blues defenseman scored on that penalty shot? If it's Colton Parayko, Kevin wins. If it's Justin Falk, Carey Davis wins. Kevin?
You have chosen wisely.
It was Colton Parayko. Kevin wins 3-2 today over Carey Davis. Congratulations, Kevin. You get a victory on a Freedom Friday, which means you get to celebrate all weekend, and then we'll give you a call back on Monday.
Awesome. I walk a little taller this weekend. And,
There you go, man. There you go. Nice job, Kevin. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
happy birthday, Carey Davis.
Thank you.
And have a happy Easter, too, Kevin.
And Anthony Stalter,
You too,
happy
guys.
birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to celebrate today.
Freedom Friday.
Halfway through the show. I love how you said that. All right.
Sorry, Carey.
Sorry,
It's all
Carey.
good, man.
A little misleading there on the Walk and Chuck.
A lot. I just figured that had to be the answer.
The way he said it, I don't blame
so
you.
much energy.
Yeah.
Come on. Carey, your Illini won yesterday. It's a good trade-off.
They're still feeling good. Freedom Friday. Your topics next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN on a Freedom Friday. You get to choose the topics. We get to talk about them. So, Harsh, what do we got next?
All right, from the 314, with this being a QB-heavy draft class, who do you think will end up being the best in the class?
Who do you got? J.J. McCarthy. Just ask Harbaugh.
I wouldn't be shocked, man. Harbaugh knows what he's doing with quarterbacks.
Yeah, he does.
You okay over there?
We were talking, somebody was talking, I forget where I heard this, it was on our station or it was on ESPN, like the national broadcast, said that when Harbaugh was working for the Raiders.
It was me.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Talking about how he found Tony Romo?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, yeah, I listened to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Jamie.
Can't remember, but I did listen.
Good job.
Thanks, Jamie.
I didn't try to take credit for it.
Yeah.
I think the easy answer is Caleb Williams.
And Mike Tannenbaum obviously told the story. I wasn't there, so I was relaying the story from Tannenbaum, but you were listening.
Yeah, I was listening.
Good job.
You were attributing it to me. I wanted to make sure
Yeah.
I properly attributed it to him. Anyways.
Why do you say Caleb Williams?
I think that's the easy answer. Right?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you.
Well, I wasn't done, sir.
Let him talk,
We'll get to it.
Jeez.
I mean, we've got 10 minutes left for this segment. We can get to it.
So,
Come on.
All right, fine. I'll just shut the hell up.
no,
over here.
I think the easy answer is Caleb Williams, but it really depends on where you go and what you have around you. Do you have a solid defense? Do you have the weapons? Do you have a running game? Do you have an offensive line to protect you? And, looking at the Bears, they have tried to put all of those things, if they are the ones to select Caleb Williams number 1 overall. It really just depends on where they end up, because if you end up in a bad situation, you can be extremely talented, but if the people around you, the players around you aren't good enough, it's going to be hard to have success. With that being said, I think Jaden Daniels is probably the most talented of all of the main 3 quarterbacks that they have up there, the top 3 quarterbacks. I would probably go, but again, I need to know where they land and where they end up to know how much success they will have as a quarterback.
Yeah, of course. And I've said that since we started doing radio together. Mm-hmm. I've said every year you pick up these guys, these quarterbacks, and they end up on the worst possible team for obvious reasons. That's why they're picked so high.
Yep.
But it doesn't always, most of the time, actually, doesn't translate to success immediately.
Right.
It translates to a beating, and sometimes those players never recover.
Yeah.
I mean, how many top 5 quarterbacks picked in the history of the draft just never panned out?
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
So, to your point, Carey, yeah, it depends on where you go. And what I hear about Caleb Williams, just listening to all the different dialogues, is everybody's certainly impressed with his overall talent. Mm-hmm. But the one common thing that keeps popping up that people aren't sure about him and that they question is his mental toughness.
Yeah.
And so if a quarterback, like my quarterback, has to walk like he's four inches taller than what he actually is.
Sure.
He's got, you know what I'm saying, chest out, like that swagger to them. And if my quarterback does that, but it's false, everybody knows it's false.
Yeah.
And then when he has failure, you can't pull it off. So that's what I worry about when I hear things like that about Caleb Williams. It makes me pump the brakes on whether or not I want him to be my franchise quarterback. I want my franchise quarterback to be a damn pit bull and have the talent at the same time.
Yeah.
That's a rare mix, obviously. So I don't know. That's why I asked you about Caleb Williams, because I'm like, I keep hearing like he's a little soft. Mm-hmm. Times are tough. He gets a little boo-hoo about himself. Like,
I think people, because he went in the stands.
No, I'm not even talking about that.
Well, I think that's why maybe not you, but I think that's why a lot of people have said that. I didn't have a problem with that. I hated losing. Yeah. Like, I hated losing. Like, if you were in the locker room, especially in college, if you were in the locker room with me and were joking, laughing, ha-ha, hee-hee, and we just lost, you might get punched in the face. Like, you might get attacked. And it was me and a couple of my teammates that were of that mindset. There's nothing fun or funny about losing. I didn't enjoy it. And so I think that's more along the lines. I think he's extremely competitive and wants to be successful. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's done everything you can do in college.
I'm talking more about during the season when there were some speed bumps in his play along the way. And that's what, like, these people on ESPN are talking about, is not when he crawling into the stands and losing. Like, people like, you know what, whatever. That's an emotional moment. Right. Maybe he knew it was his last game. Yeah. Like, all of these things can be, coming together at the same time. Right. But the bigger concern was that it seemed like almost like, not that he gave up, but he was just deflated at times during the season when things started to go the other way. Well, when the train started to back up a little bit. I
think that was a team that they expected to be really good this past season, and they weren't good enough. They lost some games, and they were unable to put themselves in the race for a national championship. And I think you probably saw some of the frustration, some of the anger, just not competing to the level that the people around him, he needed them to. And I think
if
that's
he's on
probably
a crap team in the NFL,
again, there you go. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you could be extremely talented, but if you're in a situation where the the front office isn't correct, the management, the head coach, all of those pieces that they bring in are not competitive enough and you're not having success, then you could struggle. You could be extremely talented, but just in the wrong spot and not have the success. And your career could go in that route for 3 to 4 years, 4 or 5 years, and then you'll be out of the league. Who do you think?
Michael Penix.
Really?
Yeah.
I wanted to, but because you think he's going to get drafted, I don't think he has as much upside as those other quarterbacks. He has. I think they tailored that offense to him. Mm-hmm. A lot of those passes were deep. Mm-hmm. A lot of deep balls. You're not going to have as much time in the NFL that he had in college to work with getting receivers and getting routes downfield as often as they did at Washington.
He puts the ball in perfect spots. I think he's got an NFL arm. He's going to go to a team probably. Like if he goes in the second round, maybe he still goes to a team that's a little shaky, but the worst teams are going to draft the top quarterbacks, and then you're going to have this kid who's got a lot of experience. What did we see with Purdy?
Oh, yeah.
Purdy had a lot of experience at Iowa State, and he wound up with the perfect coach in the perfect system. Penix, a lot of experience, 2 different spots. He played well at Indiana. He's got an injury history, so he's going to fall. But he played extremely well at Washington. I think he's, again, NFL arm, doesn't turn the ball over. He avoids sacks. Yeah, that part of that is the Washington offensive line, sure. But if he winds up with a good team in the second round, I think Penix has as much opportunity to be good as anybody else.
And again, I think it really depends on where you go. You look at 2 quarterbacks that always get compared, Ryan Leaf, that you were just talking about, and Peyton Manning. When you look at Peyton Manning went to a roster with Marshall Faulk on it and Marvin Harrison, 2 future Hall of Famers. Ryan Leaf went to a roster that Natron Means, really good running back, but not a Hall of Famer. And the top receiver that year that they had, Brian Steele, I believe.
Wow. I'm a football fan. I've never heard of Brian Steele.
You see what I'm saying?
Not me either.
You've heard of Webster Slaughter. He was on that roster as well. He was 30.
Well, I was going to say, his best years with the Browns, right?
Right. So if you're surrounded around with talent, now Peyton stunk his first year, but he had more talent, had more weapons, more guys than a guy like Ryan Leaf, who went just essentially in the same right one after another, but just in a position where you're not surrounded with the cast that allows you to be successful. And I think that's really what depends on. If you're able to have players. Now, again, the Bears seem to have put together a roster. They got DJ Moore last year. They just got Keenan Allen. They just signed DeAndre Swift in offseason as a running back. They seem to have put together the pieces, and then the offensive line. That could be a great place for them. But if it's not a good team around them, then they don't have as much success.
I don't have to tell you this, because he's your favorite quarterback. Peyton Manning was just different.
Yeah,
he was a QB.
He stunk his first year, though.
He was dreadful. But Peyton Manning was a quarterback. I mean, he was so in tune to looking at film and watching what defenses were going to do, and he was going to improve no matter what. I think Ryan Leaf, the infamous quote of, "Hey, what are you going to do with your first paycheck?" Peyton Manning's talking about getting some sort of projector so he can watch film better, and Ryan Leaf's like talking about buying a car or stereo or something like that.
Hey.
Like right away you can tell Peyton Manning was all football.
My first check, I went to
I may have bought a car.
I wasn't buying a projector.
You weren't also the franchise quarterback of a team that needed you. But I think Penix, you could have been though. If you didn't play hockey, Jamie, you were gonna be that.
There you go.
No.
But yeah, I got Penix. What do you got?
J.J. McCarthy.
Did you say it?
I said it. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
I don't see it, but the
I don't
fact
care
that
what you say
Harbaugh
to
has
me.
endorsed him,
That's the only reason
he's supposed to endorse him. That's his quarterback from college.
Not anymore. He doesn't have to endorse him.
He's going to.
Well,
he loved him at Michigan.
Last time I checked, this was the United States of America, and we were free to our opinions.
It is Freedom Friday.
Not free to your opinion unless it doesn't match yours, okay?
I do apologize.
I mean, come on. Jeez.
We got a text from the 636. Where would you work if there were no such thing as sports?
Oh boy. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I
don't know what I would do.
I repoed cars in Detroit for a car company. I sold washers and dryers for a big box store, and I sold computers. So pick one of them probably.
I worked on cars when I was like 16, doing like oil changes and tune-ups and pumping gas at a gas station. bartender, maybe.
You know what I'd probably do, honestly?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Drive a truck.
Oh no!
Get a big,
you don't want a big rig.
Yeah, get a big rig.
Have you ever driven one of those trucks?
No, I'm sure it's incredibly difficult.
Let me tell you, it's not easy.
No,
the trucks nowadays are a little bit easier, but you used to have to double clutch it.
Look,
so be clutch to get it out of gear, clutch to get it into gear. It's not easy.
Jamie, every truck driver that's listening right now, trust me, it would be incredibly difficult. I'm just saying the idea of like the open road and just.
I think that would be a great. I mean, fireman was one of my choices when especially the schedule that they have. They're like 3 days on, 2 days off.
It's a serious job.
It is serious.
Like, if you screw up,
you're not going to
not worry about your next shift.
I thought it was going to be. My grandfather was a firefighter, so I was all gung ho.
I think fireman. That would be mine.
Yeah, I actually thought about becoming a fireman when I retired from hockey. Had an opportunity, like a lot of firemen I know locally that are pretty high up, and went and talked to a couple of them. And because it's that team environment, and you're part of the group, and I was still, at the time, I was in good shape and whatnot, and but then there was a schooling component to it where you had to go to the academy, and I was like,
well, not only that, but I don't know how it was for.
Rather not go to school.
Where's Karen? If Karen,
Karen can help me, then I'll be there.
Man, if Karen was around while Jamie was taking those tests with the Andy Murray test,
you'd be good.
No sliding under the door.
Who the hell do you think gave me the idea to shrink it down? Come on.
Listen, I can't help you, but if you shrink it down.
Yeah.
I don't know how it was for you, but when I looked into it, it was you also had to be a paramedic. You had to be a paramedic first.
So in St. Louis, there's certain counties still back then you did not have to be.
Okay.
So you could, that's why, but paramedic, obviously that got you to the front of the line, and that was part of the schooling too.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going back. By the time I get done with this, I'm going to be 40 years old. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
We got a text from the 314. Did he say washers? You sold washers and dryers.
No, I sold washers and dryers.
It sounded like you said washers.
Washers?
Washers.
Anthony's
washers and dryers.
He doesn't know.
We don't know. We don't even know where Anthony's from.
No.
No one knows.
I sold washers and dryers. Washers. We
got a text from the 618. Marsh would be a meteorologist.
Yeah, he would.
I can see that.
Fun fact: my brother went to school to be like a meteor, not a weatherman on TV, but like
and now he's selling windows,
science.
right?
No, it's a different brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have three brothers.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you youngest of 3?
I'm the youngest.
You said that. 4 brothers.
The youngest of 3 and the youngest of 4.
Technically, I have 6 brothers.
Yeah,
you do.
Yes.
Attaboy, Marshy.
Attaboy. All right. Should we do this? Yeah, let's do the 6-pack. It's kind of Freedom Friday is basically a 6-pack, right? Kind of.
We still won't get
now we
6.
can get the fun sounders.
Yes. Yeah. Sports 6-pack next. If you are in the market or the need to redo your bathroom, Mosby Building Arts. That's who you got to call. They're the right remodeling company, but now they're the right remodeling company because they got a great spring refresh sale. So it's $1,000 off bathrooms plus low monthly payments. You can finance that project. Go with the right remodeling company. Or if you don't need a new bathroom, maybe you just redid it, or you're a couple of years away from that. How about some new windows? They got 10% off windows or 12 months no payments on new windows when it comes to Mosby Building Arts. Whatever you do, though, if you're going with a the company that you think, I'm going to save all this money overall and I'm going to be in good shape, you might save a little bit of money, but then you're going to have a lot of hassle because a lot of times when you go on companies, big box companies especially, for your remodeling, you're dealing with companies that don't even measure properly and it winds up being a mess. The project's delayed. No, go with Mosby. They're hands down the best. They've got expertise. They've got everybody in-house too, so they're not, they have got about 1 million contractors that they're contracting the work out to, and that winds up leading to scheduling issues and delays. Not with Mosby Building Arts. Again, they're the right remodeling company. No project is too big or too small. So remodeling your bathroom, great. Go with Mosby. Maybe you're just doing some doors or windows. Go with Mosby. Give them a call right now, 314-909-1800. Again, 314-909-1800. Tell them Stalter sent you. You can visit them. Call Mosby.com. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lost yesterday on opening day 7-1 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. They'll take on the Dodgers once again tonight as Zach Thompson takes the mound going up against Bobby Miller. 9:10 first pitch. The Blues won last night against the Calgary Flames. They'll go up against the Sharks tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. And you can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. Also tomorrow, the Battlehawks going up against the Michigan Panthers as the UFL kicks off. 3 o'clock on Fox. And then tomorrow night as well, City SC going up against Salt Lake. 8:30 start time. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at londoff.com and londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
In the fast. It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It is a Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane. That means you pick out the topics. It's essentially an elongated Sports Six-Pack, which now it's time for the Sports Six-Pack. Go ahead, Marsh, fire away.
Question number 1.
All right, from the 314, your life is on the line.
Uh-oh.
You have to succeed in one of these options.
Oh, boy.
At the major league level.
Oh, no.
Score a shootout goal, get a base hit, or run the ball for 4 yards. What do you pick?
Carey. Carey and Jamie are good. Marsh, what do you think?
I'd go with the shootout goal. One, I've never played football. I'd probably get annihilated at the line of scrimmage.
Well, who's my offensive line, though?
You got to have a good offensive line.
If I got an offensive line, I'd carry the ball.
Let's just say it's an average offensive line.
I'm still going to go with football.
I would say so.
You probably should, Carey.
So, Carey,
Yeah.
Super Bowl
I
champion,
can't skate at
running
all.
back with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I would think that.
I don't think I could get a base hit.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
That ball might look like it's coming right at my head and be right over the plate.
Did you see?
Have you ever like
No,
even
I want to, though.
Close?
I want to.
I told the story right about Joel Zimmerman when he was at an event that we were working at a radio station. The dude that was working was like,
I'll sign a waiver. Yeah.
I'll sign a waiver wherever. He goes, all right, dude. Zimmerman worked, he warmed up, whatever. Zimmerman, former closer of the Tigers, 06 team against the Cardinals. That Joel Zimmerman throw was about 105. I was standing there like that.
It makes a noise, too. It's like
unreal.
It's kind of a scary noise as that thing's zipping down. You're like, what? Why is it making that noise?
I want to stand in there one time. I do. I want to take in the back against a major league pitcher.
Did you see Logan Webb's pitch yesterday? Had about 2 feet of run on it. It started at the batter, left-handed batter, started basically at his kneecap, and then went right down central. About 2 feet of break.
I gotta.
If a pitcher was forced, if a pitcher was forced to throw fastballs, just fastball down the middle, then I think I could hit a base.
You could catch up to it?
I'd like to think I could catch up to it. At least, if nothing else, get it to a base hit. Just a fastball. Like, he can't have any movement on it, no curveball. Like, I know what's coming.
Yeah. Maybe if the
it's like I would try that full speed batting practice, basically.
Even still.
The infield's in, maybe you dribble one up the middle.
Who the hell would play the infield?
In the first inning.
So let's advance this question a little bit. So, Carey, you're not allowed to run the ball.
Okay.
Now, which one are you? Which one do you think?
Baseball, hockey. If those the only two.
What are the other options, Marshy?
That was it. It was either baseball, 4 yards in football,
a base hit, or a shootout goal.
I can't skate at all. I cannot skate. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't be able to stand up on skates. So it's got to be baseball if I can't do football. But if it's just fastballs, Now if you throw me something up there that I'm like, oh, whoa, what was that? I don't have a chance.
Yeah.
But if it's a fastball, I could probably time it up eventually. I got to start early.
I'd like to try the 4 yards.
Really?
Yeah.
It's fun.
I don't mind the physical contact, obviously. I've got the big legs, big ass. I can get low and drive. I got to have an okay offensive line, though.
And be honest here. Do you think that, like, on a scale of I think you got a shot to, you're going to be murdered. Can you grade all of us in terms of average offensive line, average defensive line?
Marshy, stand up for me. Let me check.
Marsh's got height.
Yeah, that's not a good thing at running back.
No.
Oh, that's true.
You have to have a low center of gravity.
That's why I said I got the ass.
Jamie probably best opportunity.
Sure.
He probably second best. I mean, if a linebacker runs through the B gap, are you able to keep going?
Hell yeah.
Or are you going to, like, if he comes through scot-free? Because sometimes if you got an average offensive line, they might forget to get up to the second level.
Right.
I think I could move the sticks. Like, I'd be literally the guy moving the sticks on the sideline.
You played that perfectly.
So matter of fact.
The matter-of-fact statement and the pause that you gave, that was brilliant, Marsh. That was well executed. That's literally the guy.
That's
moving
a
the
big
sticks.
daddy in School of Rock.
No, if a linebacker came off scot-free, no, I'm done.
Scot-free.
No.
See, like,
the guard didn't get up to him.
Yeah.
I look
They were
at
unable
it,
to.
I played against guys like Eric Lindros, like somebody that's 6'4", 6'5", 230.
Yeah.
And, like, hammered these guys.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it going, if a linebacker got up in the gap, I feel confident enough because I'm going to get low.
Yeah.
I'm going to be low. I'm not going to be easy to knock off my feet. I'm going to drive through that son of a... And hopefully I get to the 4 yards.
Right.
I may not, but I'm not going to sit there and try to avoid the hit.
As long as you don't take negative losses, negative
I'm going forward.
negative runs. Yeah,
Now,
go forward.
My head might pop off. It's possible.
Your head might be ringing for the next 3 days.
But I'm willing to do it.
Never done that before.
That seems more fun to me than trying to hit a fastball.
I think what I'd probably do is, like, if I saw that linebacker, I'd try to spin, and then he'd spear me and my spine.
That's always the fun when the running back has nothing and he tries to go with the spin move, but doesn't really move.
No, that'd be me. That'd be me.
And gets drilled.
I know I can't score on a shootout goal.
I can't skate.
Jamie, you saw my shot. It's nasty.
Is it wicked?
Yeah, it is.
It's a wicked shot.
Not.
How would you describe it?
Not in a good way.
Can you lift the puck?
Nasty.
It's nasty.
No.
Let's get nasty.
No, not that kind of
No,
nasty.
I couldn't lift the puck. No,
Well,
it's
honestly-
terrible. It's like a baseball player, like chopping down at the puck.
Was that your chopping?
I was
chopping
terrible.
wood.
That's terrible.
No, you weren't terrible.
Pat Maroon's brother commented on
work
the
to
one
do.
video. He's like, Jamie, you gotta help this guy.
Well, Anthony, you're not here to score shootout goals. You're here to clear the puck.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
don't
what
have to raise the puck to
Yeah,
clear
you
it.
do. It's all right.
well, not the camp that. Not in my camp. There's different ways to clear the puck. So yeah, that's a great question. I'll choose the 4 yards, but I don't think I can do any of them.
From the 636, Jamie, you do a great job breaking down plays when on Bally's and sometimes giving John info that he didn't see. Question is it easier to see everything and break down plays in between the benches or up in the press box?
I get this question a lot, and both vantage points offer something different for me as the analyst. So when I'm up in the press box, you can certainly see the plays evolving slower. You can see what's happening, where the players are going. And anybody who goes to the games, the higher up you are, the slower the game is. As you get closer down to the ice level, guys are zipping around pretty good. So sometimes it's easier to see a play evolve early from the press box. But when you're down between the benches, you see exactly how the play is evolving. It's like you're on the ice. It's like you're part of the whole thing, where you can see now I can break down and say, okay, this is why it was successful, and this is why it wasn't. Because to the people sitting at home watching TV, oh, the guy was wide open. You know, how does he not see him?
Right.
Well, actually, the reason he didn't see him is because his face was pushed into the glass. There are three guys in between him and the guy that was wide open. And, oh, yeah, his stick was slashed at the same time.
There you go.
You don't necessarily pick that up from way up high.
Right.
You see a lot of the things down towards the ice that are closer to you, and you feel the momentum swings down on the ice. You can feel the teams that are picking up speed. You can feel teams when they're losing momentum. You can the energy is real, and so that's a part of it that I can describe that you don't get up in the press box.
I do find it fun, though, to be down closer because of the speed, and I would recommend, if anyone's never seen a hockey game live, to watch the game from down low, but then as you progress in being a hockey fan, go up top, because then you do get to see those plays develop, and you start to be like, oh, okay, like, this is what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
So there's definitely benefits to both.
If you can sit with somebody that knows what they're doing. I remember, Carey, you and I sitting at Rams games all the way up top, and the Rams media is like, you are Marsh with Battlehawks. You know where it is.
No,
man. It
it's
is
super
up there, boy.
super up there for sure.
I mean, me watching games, I'd be like, Carey, I know this, that, and the other thing, but having Carey break down certain aspects of the game is phenomenal. So
It's
like, you can
easier.
sit up top.
When you're up top, you can definitely see.
And if you're not invested in the game, so to speak. So like for me, I'm there to work, not root for the Rams. It was different, so I can look at certain things. I can take my eye off the ball, and Carey can help me there.
Do you think the Rams knew that we weren't rooting for them? I don't think they knew. That's why they.
At some point, they probably figured nobody's rooting for us.
They were hoping that nobody was.
If they could play that, rooted for them.
Well, the city doesn't even want us.
Right. Okay. You get one foot out the door anyways. What do we get? 2 questions, Marsh?
We got 2.
Yeah, not good enough. Not on a Freedom
Not even
Friday.
close.
Carry that over.
Not even close. Not tonight. Sports Six Pack next. Continued on 101 ESPN. Hey, when it comes to saving you money over the course of a loan, Jamie, there's one guy to call, and that is our guy, Stewie. He's phenomenal. And if you're purchasing a home, especially if it's your first home, you know this. It's the largest investment you're ever going to make. You might as well go with somebody that's going to save you money up front. So maybe you want to do a remodel right away, have a little cash extra. Maybe you want to sweeten your offer to make sure that you get your dream home. Again, Stewie's the guy who's got the bagel loan.
Yeah, and the bagel loan is fantastic, but it's one example of what Stewie's willing to try and figure out for all of his customers. And that, to me, is what matters, because everybody's situation's different. And so Stewie, he's not just a cookie-cutter program. He tailor-makes it so that it's advantageous to every single person who has a different deal, whether it's a home purchase, refi, debt consolidation. He gives you that old-school customer service that not only you deserve, but that you need. And all you have to do for all of this is give Stewie a call on his personal cell phone number. That number is 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Give him a call, shoot him a text, day, night, weekend. He's always available, especially for our 101 ESPN listeners. And if you can't remember that number, or you're driving around right now and can't write it down, Anthony, what can they do?
You can always Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
Let's continue the Sports Six-Pack on a Freedom Friday in the Fast Lane with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here is Andrew Marsh.
Question number 3.
All right, from the 636, if you live in another athlete's or celebrity's shoes for a day, who would it be? And this texter also says, personally, I pick the richest person and transfer money to my bank account.
That was actually my text. I texted in. Because I had the exact same answer. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, but let's eliminate that.
Didn't someone just do that pretty recently?
Yeah, I think so.
Mark, you're killing it today.
I would place
Holy
bets
smokes.
with that money.
No, I wouldn't.
You
I just
definitely
take it.
should.
Yeah, Shohei would be, a good one. Absolutely. Just transfer the money.
I think
So, okay, let's take that out of the equation because that kind of sucks the fun out of the
it's
question.
stealing.
And it's just like, you have to live in this athlete's shoes. Literally, you have to be this athlete for a day. So you say Shohei Ohtani, but like, then you're, all of a sudden you're like that movie where now you're inside Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, yeah, I don't want that right. I don't want that right. Will Smith, the catcher, not the actor.
Okay.
Will Smith.
Why?
Because he just got a massive deal, so I'm feeling good, right? And I get to face Cardinal pitching for the next couple of days.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's not bad. Although, we're not giving you Will Smith until after the Cardinals series.
Oh, wait, you're changing the rules after every time I speak. You're changing the rules. Oh, well, actually,
We didn't say when you would, enter him. We didn't say that.
You know what? Suddenly, I don't want to play anymore.
Whoa. You were pretty eager 2 minutes ago.
How about you?
Back before you started talking.
Conor McGregor.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't even have to fight anymore. He just he's traveling around the world. He's shooting movies. He's pushing his scotch and he's loaded, partying.
Is there a certain time frame? Is it like right now, or can we like go back to when they were?
Yeah, well, I guess it's our game, Carey. We can do whatever the hell we want with it.
I think mine would be Derek Jeter.
Oh, yeah. Derek Jeter.
Number 2.
Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Yeah.
New York.
New York.
He's giving out baskets, allegedly.
Thanks for coming over.
No, that's not allegedly.
No, thanks for coming over. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
To all his friends.
It's a parting gift for you. I did that too. They were just different.
Oh, boy.
Question number 4.
Thank you, Marsh.
The tote bag.
From 314, what's more concerning, the Blues offense or the Blues defense?
Ziploc. Sorry.
Used.
Oh, the bag. Yeah.
Oh, man.
What was that, Mark?
I was going to say, would you like me to reread the question?
Sorry, thank you.
For sure. What is more concerning, the Blues offense or the Blues defense? That's from Justin.
I think the Blues 5-on-5 offense is probably more concerning for me. I think that, you've still got the goalies, so that's a good start. But not scoring 5-on-5 is problematic in a big way. And they've had some ups and downs with that throughout the season, but let's just be clear that their goal scoring at 5-on-5 is not that of a team that's a contender right now. Is their defensive core? No, but I think the D core is closer to being that of a defensive core of a contender than the 5-on-5 scoring is. So I'd say the offense right now.
I would too.
Me as
well said.
You hit every nail. Every point.
Honestly, remember, Carey, we gave Marsh some hockey notes the other day, and boy, he just read them to perfection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jamie, obviously, we were getting the notes that we were sliding underneath his door at night.
Yes. And getting him right back.
Good job.
Nah.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
Proud of you, buddy.
Question number 5.
Proud of you.
From the 636, has there been any movement on the Mizzou AD search? And do you think there may be a lack of interest in the position from qualified individuals due to interactions with the board of curators, amongst other things?
Well, the board of curators found Eli Drinkwitz, so if they found you, then no, I don't think that would be an issue. Now, unfortunately for Desiree Francois, she was not. She apparently kind of collided a couple of times there with the board of curators, or at least maybe not collided, but they weren't all on the same page. She had made it clear that drink wasn't her hire, so the board of curators were doing their thing. If you're their guy or you're their woman, then you're set. So I don't think there's going to be any sort of lack of interest in the position because of the board of curators.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't think so.
I think if somebody's offered the position, it's a pretty good spot. It's a pretty good job.
Yeah.
You take that position, and for me, your programs are already headed in the right direction right now. You know, your basketball program obviously wasn't the year they wanted, but overall,
was it the lack of conference wins?
It was
this year?
Yeah, zero's tough.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. But they do have one of the top recruiting classes coming in, so there is stuff to look forward to, and obviously there's a lot to look forward to with the football program now as well. So if someone would offer me the AD position, I'd probably take it and be very happy about it.
Yeah, you'd take the paycheck too, I'm sure.
That was when
that's
they
where
want to go there, but
all right. I saw your face.
But you got to get paid for your services.
Absolutely. Yeah, take what you're worth.
Question number 6.
From the 636, if y'all are barbecuing, what is your favorite to grill? Steaks, hot dogs, brats, burgers, ribs? What do you guys think?
Well, I like grilling, period. But
what do you? Jamie, you and I did this in COVID, and I think that this is always a fun question. What do you get right on the grill? What do you always screw up?
Yeah, I've gotten better. I used to screw up chicken.
I screw up chicken.
I've gotten better with that.
It is a guarantee.
Yeah.
I'm petrified of undercooking it.
It's either raw or rubber.
Yeah.
There's no in between for me with chicken. I always screw it up. And somebody will text him, 6 minutes. No, just shut up. I can't do it.
So with a lot of the meal prep, doing that stuff in the last couple of years, you cook a lot of chicken. And I like to grill it. And so I'd throw it on there, and I figured out at the temperature that I have it at, it's like 6 to 7 minutes. Just kind of and then flip it, and then you're fine. And it's like it's cooked through. It's grilled nicely. It's not rubber. So, but that's on my grill, right? Everybody's grill operates a little bit differently. So chicken used to be what I was afraid of. I love cooking steak. I'm good at it. I love it very much. That's my favorite thing. So if I'm out there on a night like tonight, beautiful weather, gonna fire up the grill, I want some big fat filet mignon. Throw that on the grill, sear that thing up, nice little medium rare, let it sit for a bit, let the juices flow back inside.
Oh, yeah.
And then just slice it.
Go blank yourself, San Diego.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's steaks and burgers. Like that. I can just eat that. I don't need anything else. That's it.
What do you screw up?
The chicken. Well, I don't really do. I do chicken wings. Like I'll do the chicken wing, which I've gotten better at because you can kind of start to tell when they're ready. But again, like you don't want to undercook them because people will die.
Reasons. Yeah.
So that's always a concern with the chicken.
I do a good pork chop. I go upper rack on pork chop.
Yeah,
so.
you were so funny enough. We got a text here says the Jamie grilling videos during the pandemic were a highlight.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all did them.
Yeah.
We all did them here, and they are awesome. I went back in one night. I was, a couple of bourbons in me, and
after some Amazon shopping.
Yeah, of course, Amazon roulette. That happened just the other day again. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, yeah, it's great. But we did grilling videos. They're on, I think they're on our YouTube channel, and you can go back and look. It is awesome. But I watched yours, and I was like, oh, so I took your pork chop recipe, did it, and it was awesome. I was like, geez, Anthony, thank you very much.
Nice, yeah.
But Carey, if you have a moment, go back and watch
Pretty
these
funny.
things. They're pretty damn fun.
Having a good time.
Yeah, you're having fun.
Good. Yeah, Jamie. You like Jamie's. It's special. You can imagine.
I know.
Ranj and Meat did a funny one.
They did a great one, too.
Yeah, like Ranj came over and he wasn't any help. I don't want to spoil it, but it was funny.
Yeah.
They were good. All right, Freedom Friday continues. More of your sports-related topics. 1 hour to go here on 101 ESPN. 5:05, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. It is a Freedom Friday. What's up, Carey?
You know the best part about today is I don't have to look at Jamie and ask him, what are we doing next?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't asked him that one time today.
You know what the best part is for Jamie? He doesn't have to look at you and say, I don't know.
I was hoping and I don't have to look at Anthony and go, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Everything.
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up
you
to
the
you.
listener. So, Marsh, let it fly. What's our next topic?
From the 502, do you think salary caps balance pro sports leagues?
Well, it depends on who you are. I think it balances it. I think it creates more parity, which is good because it means your team is in it deeper into the season. Some people feel as though that it waters the product down. I disagree. I think it spreads out the talent a lot more, and you don't get a situation like Major League Baseball where 4 or 5 teams really are the only teams that can win it all. I enjoy a salary cap.
I'm going to push back on you. What did he tell us? What did he just say when we had our last break? Oh, man, the Braves. Look at this offense. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dodgers.
He said other things, too, Carey.
I don't like what the Dodgers doing.
He did say some other things.
Things moved. I don't know.
You
Whatever.
can't say that.
Okay, hold on.
But he does not.
Braves
He does not. You don't like what the Dodgers did yesterday?
I don't like the Dodgers. I don't like anything about them.
You don't like offense?
There's stadium. I don't like the seats, the way the colors are in the seats. I don't like their color scheme. I don't like the Dodger dogs. I don't like that the fans don't show up until the 4th inning and leave by the 7th inning. I hate everything about the Dodgers.
All right.
Braves didn't score a run until the 7th inning, wound up with 9. That's an offense.
They got a lot of guys.
People say,
they got a lot of good guys on their team.
A good offense, No, they don't. That's an offense. 9 is the number. What were you saying, Carey?
I don't know. You don't like the salary cap, or you do like it?
I like the salary cap. I like a salary floor. Yeah, you don't have teams like the Pirates and the A's that are minor league. The A's are a minor league team.
Well, they should do better. But the other teams that spend money and actually try to win and actually pay for the best players to come on their team, if there are no rules against it, I'm all for it.
Well, I agree with that. There's no rules against it. I'm not saying that. I just hate the Dodgers, period.
Well, they spent a lot of money on a lot of good players.
I hope they lose every game, except for yesterday. I hope they go 1.
I was going to say they won't lose every game.
Well, 1-1, 61.
I don't think they will.
No, but I like what the NHL is doing. You watch the NHL, and there are different teams. There's also, here's the other thing. You watch the NHL, and there are different styles. Vegas does it differently than maybe Edmonton. Edmonton does it differently than Tampa. Colorado's built it. There's different. The NFL, there's different styles. There are some teams that spread you out. They're constantly they got the Miami. They'll throw on you constantly, try to outpace you. Then there's other teams that will try to drag you into the mud. We're seeing that now even in college basketball. You watch Duke and Houston tonight. Neither of them might hit 50. Then you watch an Alabama North Carolina game. You're watching 3-pointers. Major League Baseball stylistically, it's all analytics and it's all can we throw money at our problem. I don't think that's particularly interesting.
So I played without salary cap and then with a salary cap in the NHL. And without the salary cap, you kind of had the usual suspects in the dance. Like, especially in the mid to late 90s, you knew who was going to be competing for a cup. Like, I laugh all the time. I say that our payroll the year before the salary cap in Detroit for us was $95 million. They're not even at $89 million right now for this is how many years later? That was 2003. And here we are 21 years later and they're not at $89 million for a salary cap. And the Red Wings could load up every year. At the deadline, hey, what do we need? Well, we need this, this, and this. All right, let's go get them. Mm-hmm. That's going to increase our payroll by $30 million. Yeah, let's go get them.
Is it going to win a championship?
Well, they won a lot of Stanley Cups, too. But the downside of that is that teams like the Oilers and some of the lower bottom teams they weren't even trying. Like they were like at $27 million as a payroll. The Islanders, when I played for the Islanders, the New York Rangers power play made more than our entire team. I'm not joking. They had Yager, Lindros, Messier, Leach, and I forget who else on the power. Graves.
And Gretzky was there at one point.
Well, this was post Gretzky.
Okay.
But their power play, without the goalie on the ice, by the way, made more money than our entire team. And the results you can imagine. So I will say this. I think that the salary cap for the NHL, and I'll only speak to that, has created more parity in the league. You're forcing lower market teams or teams that don't want to spend, the Cincinnati Reds and those types of teams, the Pittsburgh Pirates, you're forcing them to spend a certain amount every year to get to the floor. Like, they have to spend that amount. And by doing so, like, by default, they become a better team. And so now where I think the NHL has missed it, and what I don't like, is I think the salary ceiling should be a little higher. And I also feel like the escrow should be thrown out the door. Because the escrow, and I was a part of this whole thing, I told you, it was like a group of like 10 individuals decided for the masses that escrow was great. Like, hey, owners, we'll give you a salary cap. And if the revenues don't make you money, don't worry. We'll put our money in escrow and we'll cover your losses. How friggin' stupid is that? Just saying. Really dumb. Which is why people almost got, well, they did get the crap beat out of them. Like, there were some physical altercations. I'm telling you right now. So the league with the salary cap done properly, I think, creates a more competitive balance. I'm not a fan of just the Dodgers and all these teams just being able to throw money at everything every year and just become competitive because they've got bigger wallets.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with. I'm not a person that the competition or everyone needs to. There needs to be parity. If you don't like it, play better. And if your organization doesn't like it, spend money. Stop complaining. If you're the Pittsburgh Pirates,
that, Carey, but the Pittsburgh Pirates can't spend Dodger money.
No, they can't spend Dodger money, but they can spend more money. They don't have to spend Dodger money.
It would be great to have a floor then.
That's what I want. Yeah. I would prefer a floor. I don't care about a ceiling. I don't care about a cap. A floor for sure. You have to spend X amount of dollars to put a product out there that makes people want to show up and at least feel like you have an opportunity to win. If you have the Dodgers who are paying their players $1 billion and you're paying...
That's for two of them.
Right.
Literally.
And you're not even... you're nowhere near close to that. You don't have a chance to win. Mm-hmm. So that's on the organization and that's on the front office, the management, the owner of that team for putting that product out there. And if you are a fan in Pittsburgh and you still show up to PNC Park, shame on you. Why in the hell would you spend your money to watch a team you know is not competing? That's on you as a fan. So I wouldn't watch that. I wouldn't. I'm not going to spend. How much is a ticket? $60 for a couple of tickets and
TNC. Oh God, who knows?
You take two. You take yourself and a couple of kids. It's beautiful.
Nah, beautiful. I don't know if you've ever been to Pittsburgh, but it's beautiful.
Been there time too.
Yeah, I want to make real clear. I'm not crying foul over the Dodgers doing what they can do it right. I just don't find it particularly interesting because I'm a competitive person. I like watching competition. What we're seeing in Major League Baseball, it's incredibly top heavy. And save the text. I know that the Arizona Diamondbacks got into the World Series
every year. There's a team in every league.
I know that the Chiefs have won more recently. I get that, but you like to cherry pick the title game and not expand it just a little bit out and say, who are the 6 teams or so that are always in it? Like Jamie was talking about earlier when he played with the Red Wings. You knew the 6 or so teams that were going to be around. One Cinderella was going to sneak in. Okay. Don't cherry pick just, the Chiefs have won the last 3 of the last 5. That's not parity. Dude, if you look at the league, if you open it up, the Houston Texans went from dead last to winning a home playoff game in 1 year because they made the right decisions. I'm good with that. Outside, other than the Houston Texans spending $1 billion to buy all the talent up and then doing it. I think there's got to be more creativity to it. That's just me. All right. I was going to say the Sports Six Pack. Freedom Friday continues in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
All right, NCAA is ticking down, getting closer and
Sweet 16.
closer to a national champion. And along the way, there have been some upsets. Last night, we had a couple of upsets for sure. The Illini moving on, baby. Carey loves that. And I love watching all of this while using FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. And right now, Carey, new customers to FanDuel get $200 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins.
Yeah, Jamie, that's $200 to use on point spreads, money lines. You can even pick who's going to win it all. I have my Illini gear on today. I believe in the Illini. I know Anthony thinks the UConn, but we face them tomorrow, and we will see. Just visit FanDuel.com/fast and bet on college hoops until they cut down the nets.
Yeah, we will see. Another UConn victory. $200 back to use on point spreads, money lines like Carey was talking about. You can even pick who wins it all in the NCAA tournament. That would be UConn. Just visit FanDuel.com/fast. Again, FanDuel.com/fast. Bet on college hoops until they cut down those nets in a couple of weeks. It must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is not withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Freedom Friday continues here in the Fast Lane with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with the next topic from you, the listener.
All right, we get a question from Grant Francis Fan Club.
Oh, boy. Oh, nice.
Between all of the St. Louis sports teams, which prospect is most exciting? We can count Victor Scott, but no one with more games played than him.
So one. So that rules out like
Jake Neighbours.
Bull Duke, Neighbours, all those guys, too.
Walker, Wynn.
Okay, so for me, it's Dalibor Dvorsky. This is a guy that had 45 goals in 50 games, I think is what it ended up being.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
In that league.
That league is a good league, and he basically flat out dominated. So I'm excited to see, him and what it looks like here in a Blues jersey. I know Jimmy Snuggerud is the hot topic of the moment.
Yeah.
I believe that Dalibor Dvorsky's a better player. I do. I think overall he's a better player. He does a lot more out there than just fire the puck.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Jimmy Snuggerud. I think he's going to be a great player.
Yeah.
We'll see how much of a sniper he turns out to be at the NHL level. Just watching both of them play, Dvorsky's overall game is, to me, he has a higher ceiling. And so I'm excited to see him.
You're not putting down Snuggerud or anybody else.
No.
You're just talking about the excitement for Dvorsky's skill set.
Answering the question.
Yeah. What do you got, Carey?
I didn't hear the question.
Was what young prospect?
St. Louis Blues or
Cardinals, Blues.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Anybody in St. Louis.
Your team. Whatever.
Yeah. Battlehawks.
Tink Hintz.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Took mine.
Well, we need pitching.
You can say
in
it
case
too.
you didn't see the game yesterday.
I called Tink Hintz Pedro Martinez.
You did call him
feel like
Pedro Jr.
You did.
You did call him Pedro
No pressure
Jr.
on him, though.
Sorry.
No
I
pressure.
apologize. I'll take it back. Thomas or JC?
No. Go with Tink.
Nah, Tink Hintz. I mean, because we are. I don't know. We'll see what this weekend looks like. We'll see what the next couple of days look like, and if the Cardinals are able to get their pitching staff in order and do what they need to do.
Mine is Tink Hintz. You need an ace. You need a top of the rotation arm. He's the only one within the farm system that profiles as that. I don't think that any of these other guys, and maybe some of these guys profile as a number 3 or even a number 2, but you're talking about an ace profile. It's Tink Hintz, so he would be my selection.
What about Theo Lindstein? Are we talking enough about him, Jamie? What are you hearing about him?
Well, obviously they think a lot of him as they've got him signed and expect big things. Don't know where he'll play next year, if he'll stay overseas or if he'll come and play in the American Hockey League. Doug Armstrong in the front office will decide that. I think, yes, he's certainly exciting, but for me, defenseman takes longer, man. And also have to caution people because all these defensemen that are, lighting it up wherever doesn't always translate to being a dominant NHL defenseman.
Is that the toughest transition in the NHL?
Goalie's probably pretty difficult too.
Yeah.
The way guys shoot the puck. I mean, you talk to goaltenders and they go from junior college to the American League and like, woof, these guys can shoot. And then they go to the NHL and like, woof, these guys can hit the spot every time.
Yeah.
So I think being a goaltender is probably very difficult. But being a defenseman in today's NHL is very, very difficult because you're not allowed to break the rules like we used to.
Rooster Beak style.
Just all sorts of hooking, holding, grabbing, punching, like all this stuff, cross-checking. These days, you watch guys and they've got to angle properly. They've got to have a good stick in the lane. They have to make sure that they're skating, that their feet are moving the whole time, that you have a lot of different things that are going on. And to defend in today's game, there's so much speed, too, on the offensive side. Plays happen so fast that as a defenseman, you have to be in the right spot. You have to anticipate the right way. If you're not, you're screwed. And we see it with young defensemen all the time. They're, well, what the hell is he doing over there? Well, because that's a young defenseman, and he's not quite ready yet for what he's up against.
You played in the era of what you're talking about, where you can rooster beak the hell out of somebody.
I played in both eras.
What do you as now an observer? Obviously, you're an analyst, but look, you're a hockey fan. What do you think is better for the viewing public these days?
I think it's somewhere.
What do you think is better for the hockey?
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I watched some of the games we played, and I'm just like, oh, my God. Like, my boys had me watch a game one night, and they were like, what on earth? Like, Dad, you had 8 penalties in one shift. I'm like, yeah, it was legal then. And it wasn't just me. It was everybody. You watch a guy skate up and just hook a guy and just pull him back and be like, no, you're not going there.
Yeah.
So I think that was it was very difficult in a different way. It was very physically challenging, very physically demanding to be, in a war of sorts every single shift. Now, it slowed the game down. There wasn't as much flow. You didn't get to see some of the talent that you should have. But then nowadays, I feel like there's just nothing to where it's just the hockey IQ for some of these players has just gone out the window too. because they skate fast, shoot pass fast, everything fast, but they don't really know what the hell they're doing out there.
Yeah.
So I think that somewhere in the middle where you'd have guys who there's still some physical accountability to be had, but you can't just latch onto a guy and like bury him in the corner and hang on to him for 2.5 minutes while he tries to get away from you.
Right.
That would be a penalty. So letting the game open up a little bit, but still allowing some of that physicality so that players have to be a lot smarter too.
It's interesting. If we were to expand this, so thinking about this on the fly here with hockey, what's better? What's better for the game? You said somewhere in between. Carey, I think about football, and Jamie, you watched football in the 90s too.
Oh, yeah.
The physicality, you couldn't go over the middle without paying the price. Now you can. The scoring is up. The offenses are more creative because you're not 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And you still had unbelievable offenses back then too. Marv Levy's the no huddle, the K-gun offense. You had Norv Turner's Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you still had offense by that. But what's better? What's better for the viewing public?
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you feel like the game is, because I watch football, I feel like the game is so soft now. And I understand the reason behind it. You don't want all of the concussions. You don't want all of the, people being knocked out, literally knocked out and laying on the field. You don't want to see that. No one wants to. It's bad for marketing and advertising and the money that flows in to the NFL. But there are certain aspects of a game like hockey or football that are innately just aggressive and collision, and you're going to have those moments. And so for me, when I watch football now, I'm like, oh my God, it's so hard to watch because we grew up watching jacked up. Like people, it used to be, they had to take it off. Like they stopped showing it. Now it's, you got Moss. No, show me the guy getting knocked out.
Right.
Oh, that was beautiful. And so it just has changed so much. But I don't know how you feel about it. Do you feel like it has gone too far? And because there are times where I'm watching the game, I'm like, oh man, this is so soft. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gone too far. That's why I said I think a nice blend of the late 90s, early 2000s, and then now. I think if you could find a way to have that happy medium, I think that would be the best for the viewers. And if people talk about the fighting in the game and whatnot, but look at this year. Fighting has been up in the NHL, and viewership has never been higher. People don't mind the fights. They don't like the dirty stuff. They don't like the guy getting drilled from behind head first into the boards.
Yeah.
They don't like a guy who's in a compromised position getting his face drilled in by an elbow because of so those are the things I think you can remove from the game. But where I get a little bit aggravated is some of the areas that are supposed to be physical aren't physical anymore. Like the net front, they think it's physical, but it's not. To me, I think in net front, anywhere 3 feet around that blue paint, you should pretty much be able to do almost anything. You're not cross-check a guy in the face and things like that like we used to, but it should be like a line of scrimmage for football. That's the pit. If you want to succeed here, both defensively and offensively, you better own the pit. And I think they could let that go a little more. I think in the corners, and the hitting, some of that could come back. A lot of guys don't finish hits anymore. They get in hard on the forecheck and they sweep check towards the puck, and then the puck gets moved to the defenseman and they continue on or go back up the ice. Like it used to be, finish that guy. Boom, physicality. I think that the game could still have that. It doesn't have to be headshots. It doesn't have to be a dangerous play. I hate that some of the media have painted this picture of, all of that was cheap hockey. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was actually within the rules of the game. And you're allowed to hit like that.
And it serves a purpose.
And if you hit somebody in the face, then the referee's job is to call it.
I'm thinking as a safety, it serves a purpose to hit a receiver that comes over the middle, because guess what? In the fourth quarter, that receiver is going to think twice, and that quarterback I don't want him to catch this pass. That's why I tried to knock him out earlier in the game. That's why I physically was imposing my will. Yeah. And I think that's the part that's been taken out. When you impose your will against someone and they just okay, that's too much. You are probably going to win that matchup. And that person is no longer going to want to partake in that aspect of the game, which now I won that aspect, and I can go forward and probably want to win the game in the long run.
Well, what I try to compare it to sometimes, I've had this discussion, and sometimes you have people on the other side that get so angry that the violence is terrible and it's not the beauty of the sport. And I go back and I say, okay, so let's just take hockey or football and let's just compare it to boxing, okay? If you're boxing in the heavyweight division, or any division for that matter, what are you trying to do? You're trying to win the fight by stopping your opponent.
Correct.
So why in hockey can I not win the game by stopping my opponent? And it doesn't have to be cheap. Like in boxing, you're not allowed to throw an elbow or a headbutt
or hit him in the back of the head.
Like whatever it is, right? Like, there's rules. The referee has to call those rules.
And if you're not protecting your chin,
and you
you're
don't
not
protect yourself, shame on you,
exactly.
right?
You get set down.
And that's where I think that football and hockey have gotten so far off the course in some aspects is there's very little to no onus put on the player that is carrying the puck or carrying the ball anymore to be aware. You're allowed to just do whatever, and when someone clocks you, well, they're the bad guy.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Why are you skating around the ice?
You should be on my highlight reel.
Or the quarterback
right
to
now.
throw the ball in an area that protects his
Doesn't
receiver.
get his guy killed.
Like, no, that's on the quarterback. That's a bad throw.
Brady made that point a lot, and he's right. He had to work on not getting his receivers killed.
Yes.
So that's where I go with a lot of this is that we've removed some of the accountability from the players that are on the ice or on the field by just overprotecting them. Because now they don't know any better. Now they have no idea. Like I've watched so many guys skate around with their head down.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm going to go drill you in the head, but when your head is down and you cannot see me coming and you're skating and I have the opportunity to end that play, why should I not be allowed to end that play? It's your fault that you're not looking.
Yeah.
Protect yourself at all times.
Well, boxing, I go back to that.
As we
Again.
tell boxers.
Yep.
So if you took the boxing rules per se or the thought process and you applied that to the other sports where you have to be aware and be careful and tuck your chin and get your hand up and do all these things, I think you'd see less injuries because players then would actually have a clue what the hell's going on around them.
Yeah, we were taught to keep our head on the swivel.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Always.
All right. Freedom Friday continues next on 101 ESPN. So I know that Easter is on Sunday, but tomorrow or tonight's a perfect time to head out to Herculaneum, get yourself a brand new vehicle. In fact, they've got at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum a brand new Nissan Altima for only $499 down and $499 a month. That's it. Then the vehicle is yours. And when it comes to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they've got over 700 vehicles in one spot. So if you're not in the market for a new Nissan, maybe you're looking at a pre-owned vehicle. They got different makes and models. Again, all in one spot, so you don't have to drive around St. Louis or the greater Illinois area looking for your next new ride. It's right there in Herculaneum at Auto Centers Nissan. And when it comes to new Nissan Altimas, new Nissan Pathfinders, Rogues, 30-day new car return promise, complimentary lifetime warranty. How about that for peace of mind? Complimentary 1-year maintenance. Financing options for everyone, whether you have good credit or bad credit. Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they will finance the vehicle for you. So start right there online at autocentersnissan.com. Look through the vehicles. Go take a test drive on Saturday. You'll love it out there at their fairly brand new location out in Herculaneum, brand new dealership. They will take care of you. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals get back at it tonight. 9-10 first pitch. They go up against the Los Angeles Dodgers after losing yesterday 7-1. Zach Thompson on the mound going up against Bobby Miller. We might have a surprise for all of you coming up next, but stay tuned for that. Blues, they won last night against the Calgary Flames, 5-3. They'll take on Anthony's San Jose Sharks tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. And you can catch all the action right here on 101 ESPN. Also tomorrow, the Battlehawks go up against the Michigan Panthers at 3 o'clock. And City SC takes on Salt Lake at 8:30. Tonight, we have some Sweet 16 action for you. Pregame starting right after the show at 6 o'clock. We have something special coming for you next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
That's right. You know what that sounder is. Time officially for Carey Davis to play his first lineup game here in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Perfect timing. So the Cardinals take on the Dodgers tonight. It'll be Zach Thompson, the left-hander, versus Bobby Miller, the right-hander for the Dodgers. And Carey, of course, that's important to know.
Oh, right-hander?
Right-hander.
All right.
Yep. So, without further ado, let's play the official lineup game since we were robbed yesterday.
Let's do it.
All right, boys. Who's leading off against Bobby Miller, the right-hander?
Brendan Donovan for me.
I think so, too.
There as well.
Show us, Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Hey, this headband's pretty cool.
No reason to go anywhere else here, right, boys?
No, we double right back down with Goldie.
Show us RL Chalk.
Chalk. Yeah.
Get my tub of chalk.
Gotta admit, though, I'm kind of miss the gold.
Gold!
Rich with gold.
So there's a righty on the bump?
Yep.
It's got to be Gorman here.
Yes, I agree.
Don't you think?
Yep.
I mean, this worked out so good yesterday.
I mean,
it really did. Absolutely.
Show us Gorman, please.
Get your fresh organic popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, that's
so good.
Right
For
there.
sure. Hey, change popcorn, you know? Less 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This is
Anthony, we'll let you do this one.
All right. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
No.
He's a Gold Glove winner and perennial All-Star.
Oh, listen to Mr. Gold Glove over here.
Come on.
All right. So yes. Oh well.
Big Willie.
Big Willie.
Go ahead, Carey.
Hey, give me Wilson Contreras.
DH.
No.
Catchment. Check.
All right.
So yesterday this was Burleson.
Yeah.
It's another
This
right.
is Matt Carpenter today.
No.
You think so?
No way.
I have a feeling it's Matt Carpenter today.
Oh, you guys.
I don't want it to be.
It is the second game of the season.
Homeboy pulled everybody in the first inning yesterday.
Yeah, you don't.
Carey.
You don't.
Come on, man.
Okay, go ahead, Matt Carpenter. If you
Go
wanna
ahead, Jamie. It was your idea.
Such a
I'm not
bad
going to push
idea.
back.
Bad
I'm not going to
idea.
push back on you.
What do you think it was?
It's Burley.
He was back-to-back with Burley?
Oh, yeah.
No chance.
He did have a big spring.
Yeah, how did it look yesterday?
Not great.
Show us.
Oh, my God.
Matt Carpenter.
No.
Shoot.
All right, Carey, go ahead.
Alec Burleson.
Alec, we have a problem.
Burley to the rescue.
It's a big
Can't
mistake,
begin
Ollie.
to panic this soon.
You can't roll out the same damn lineup, though.
Why not?
There's only one guy hit the ball yesterday.
That's why you give him another chance.
Oh, my
It's the
God.
first game of the season.
Yeah, there you go.
Jordan Walker here.
Let's do it.
Show us.
Yeah.
Jordan Walker.
What's his angle?
What angle?
Launch!
Launching now.
So then logic would tell us that it's Victor Scott and Mason Wynn.
There
Or
you
did
go.
Ollie get tricky and flip-flop them?
No, I don't think so.
And if so, how the hell do you roll out the same lineup?
Because it's the first game.
I don't care.
You give him a
It's terrible.
chance.
It's terrible.
I would have put Victor Scott in the leadoff. The hell with it. Get on base. Cause
Well,
havoc.
now they have a triple leadoff.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Very.
The hell is that?
I don't know.
Both a goal for yesterday. Go ahead. Go ahead, Carey.
Victor Scott II.
Great Scott. Too fast.
Focus.
Speed. I am Speed.
I love Lightning McQueen. My son literally watched that movie every day when he was a kid.
So, same with Killian, and now Lincoln is into it. We've watched the three of them the last 3 days.
I might have saw that movie 55 times.
Yeah.
At least.
Yep.
Maybe more.
Show us Mason Wynn.
I'm watching the Futures game, and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across it. That's awesome, but, like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up! That's a good one. All right, Marsh, run it for us.
All right, leading off, Brendan Donovan in left field. Paul Goldschmidt is your first baseman, batting second. Batting third, second baseman Nolan Gorman. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, boy.
Batting fifth, catcher Wilson Contreras. Your DH, batting sixth is Alec Burleson. Batting seventh in right field, Jordan Walker. In center field, batting eighth, Victor Scott. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
That's the first one of the season, Marshall. Give me a reprieve.
It happens. It happens.
Go foul, go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
All right. Who had Goldschmidt yesterday? Because you're on the board.
Nobody.
All right. Okay. None of us took Goldie.
Did I have Goldie for beat the streak?
No.
We didn't even play.
We
didn't play. Why?
Yeah. Because
the game had started.
the game
you're
had
right.
started.
Okay.
Yep.
But we will today.
Yeah, we will. All right, boys. We're doing home run derby, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Might as well go in the same order, right? So Marsh, Carey, Jamie, me. Go ahead, Marsh.
I'm going to go with...
Now, again, we got a different point structure here.
I'm going with Brendan Donovan today.
Brendan Donovan is off the board. Brendan Donovan is a 3-tier player, which means...
Is he 3?
Yep. Yeah. So Marsh would get 3 points if Donovan touches seats tonight.
I'm going to go...
At any point.
I'm going to go Alec Burleson.
Wait, really changing it up, huh?
Yeah. Who did I go yesterday?
Burleson.
Oh, okay.
He didn't know he wasn't changing it
You
up.
no idea. That's the best part.
Jamie?
No clue.
All right, I'm going to go with Jordan Walker today. Hang on a second.
Final answer?
No, it's not my final
okay.
answer. Oh, it's just a bad lineup.
It's their lineup, Jamie. What are you talking
It's
about?
just a bad lineup. I'm going to go back to the well. I'm going to go
Wilson
Gorman.
Contreras yesterday.
No, I had Gorman
I
yesterday.
went Contreras yesterday.
No, you didn't.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't know if you went Big Willie.
I did go Wilson Contreras.
Marsh
he almost hit
went
one.
with Burleson.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Yes.
our bad.
See, I know where
I'm
to
going
go.
Gorman.
Gorman again.
He's got to run into one at some point.
Yeah, give me Paul Goldschmidt. I'll take Goldie. We do need fade or follow and beat the streak contestants here. So fade or follow and beat the streak. I forgot how we did beat the streak. We have a listener to beat the streak?
Yeah, a listener will join us, and we will pick one player from either the Dodgers or the Cardinals to get a base hit.
And it's us against so it's all of us against each
all
other.
of us against each other,
and then the listener gets
to play.
Okay, that's right. So the listener's collective. All right, so text in either fade or follow or BTS beat the streak.
Yeah.
We'll pick somebody
Or
next.
text them both.
Yeah, either way. Yeah. Here, I want to win ESPN. At R&R Tire Express, it has never been easier to get the tires you need and the wheels that you want, because now through April 15th, request a quick quote and R&R will pay half your first month's payment. Half. Can you believe that? Now and through April 15th. So now is the best time to get yourself some new wheels, get yourself some new tires. I know it's not the funnest purchase when it comes to, things that you need. So why not save some money and get yourself a great deal? That's what R&R Tire Express is offering you right now. Simply submit your contact info, vehicle year, make, and model on rnrtires.com to secure half off today. That's it. That's all you have to do. When they say quick quote, they do mean it. Talking 60 seconds tops. That's it. And don't worry, requesting a quote is a no-commitment inquiry. R&R Tire Express offers flexible payment options. Everyone's approved, no credit needed. Plus, you're going to enjoy the peace of mind coverage that includes free tire installation, free rotations, free flat repair, and more. Let the R&R Tire Express team pay half your first month payments on all in-stock tires and wheels, all by you requesting a quick quote at rnrtires.com. Or you can call 1-833-ROLL-NOW. Again, 1-833-ROLL-NOW. Today, it's R&R Tire Express.
It's time for FanDuel Fade or Follow on the Fast Lane.
Brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Everyone follow us.
I'll fade.
Money, 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 money.
All right, we're going to move quickly here. Fade or Follow is first here on 101 ESPN. Marshall, who we got?
So we have Trenton. So Trenton was with us before, and then there was a little mix-up. We had Nate on, Nate the Great, and now we have Trenton back. He did not lose. He's back to win some more money.
All right, sounds good. Trenton, welcome back, man. We're going to give you a quick pick here. We like Duke tonight. The Duke Blue Devils taking on Houston. 4.5, too many points. Houston almost lost in their last game. They play a defensive style that doesn't lend itself to a lot of points. So we got Duke plus 4.5. Would you like to fade or follow us?
I'm going to follow you guys. I actually had that in my bracket.
Oh, there you go. All right. It worked out well, Trenton. Well, good luck to you tonight. Go Blue Devils, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next Friday.
All right, I hope so.
All right, hey, have a happy Easter.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
All right, you guys too.
All right, thanks, Trenton. And now we've got Beat the Streak. So Beat the Streak is where we choose one player, either Cardinals or their opponent, to get a hit. That's it.
Yeah.
And each hit you collect, the more you move on here. Now, last year, Jamie said this is the easiest game ever.
It was easy.
I think he started off like 5 in a row, and then I think that's the highest he got.
I got higher than that.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't have one guy that I went to all the time, Anthony.
Yeah. I went to Luis Ariz, the batting champ, 4 times in a row. And I think I got to 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good strategy. You can't fault it.
No. So this is one that we also play with the listeners. So who do we got for Beat the Streak?
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my
That was
successes
our guy.
depend on me.
That's right.
Yes.
Just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, Anthony, we have Lou today. He's our first contestant in Beat the Streak this season.
All right, Lou, welcome to the program. You can choose a Cardinal or a Dodger for Beat the Streak. Who do you got tonight?
Well, I was going to go Shohei Ohtani, but my interpreter told me to bet against that.
Wow. Well played.
I'm gonna take Mookie Betts.
All right, Mookie Betts off the board to Lou. Jamie, what do you got?
Paul Goldschmidt certainly had a good day yesterday. Nobody else did. Freddie Freeman had a heck of a day, though. Freddie Freeman for me, please.
Freddie Freeman off the board. Carey.
I'm going to go with, you know what? Give me Paul Goldschmidt. I'll take him.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Had 3 of them yesterday.
Marsh.
Used them all up.
So
Probably did.
So one of those hits is a home run.
I'm going to go with Will Smith tonight.
Will Smith off the board. And I am left with not much. I will take Nolan Arenado.
Yeah,
might as well.
Cardinals
Yeah.
available, Anthony.
Yeah, I see that. Thanks. I appreciate it. All right, Lou, you're locked in, man. If Mookie Betts gets a hit tonight of any kind, you'll be back on Monday for Beat the Streak.
Sounds like a plan, boys.
All right, Lou. Hey, have a great weekend.
Same to you.
Thank you. We'll see you. If you missed anything from today's show, download the podcast at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Before we sign off, make sure to tell everybody have a great Easter.
Yes.
Happy Easter to you, and have a great weekend as well. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, tomorrow. Thank
Anthony
you.
Stalter tomorrow.
Yes.
Party on.
Party on. Absolutely. I think we're going to clean the house for Easter. So
Get over to Home Depot after.
Home Depot. I don't know if there's enough time at Bath & Beyond. Yep. All right, Marsh, what do we got for criticisms, compliments?
Yeah, from the 636, great show, guys. Like the Freedom Friday. Happy birthday to you, March youngsters. Hope to see you at Puck Cancer event.
All right, there you go. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we will. We'll be out next Friday.
Yeah, you guys get to do that. I was a little bummed.
Yeah, you're going to be on the road.
I'll be in San Jose.
No, rooting for Anthony's Sharks.
I was just going to say, don't say it, but
I won't be rooting for them.
You'll be watching them.
He asked me to bring him back a T-shirt.
No, I didn't.
You did. You Venmo'd me. I got
Come on.
proof.
Jeez.
It's
All
fine.
right. What else you got, Marsh?
We got to do our 3 stars here real quick. Anthony, Western Michigan. They're the 3rd star today. Sorry about it. I think they're beating Michigan State right now, actually.
What the hell?
We're going to give the 2nd star. I know we don't like to do this, but Anthony, it is your birthday tomorrow, so you get the 2nd star.
Thank you. I appreciate
Nice.
that.
I didn't want to do it,
birthday.
trust me, I didn't want to do it. And our first star goes to all the listeners for Freedom Friday.
Yes. Thank you.
Well done, everybody. Well done.
We did it again because you liked it, and we appreciate it. Everybody, happy Easter. Have a great weekend. Thank you for tuned in. We will see you.